Do we do it? Hi, everyone. How you doing today? And thank you for the raid. That was super cool. So thank you. We really appreciate it. Um, sorry. So welcome to the Runelord Legacy. I'm your host with the most, your DM Jared. And we will be playing through Rise of the Runelords, and hopefully we'll go through all three sagas of the Runelords. Now, the caveat is Rise of the Runelords was created for Pathfinder First Edition, and we are just converting it to Pathfinder Second Edition. So if you notice that we're playing kind of differently, or some of the monsters seem a little wonky, is because it is in Pathfinder Second Edition. I want to take this moment to thank our sponsors, Hero Forge. Thank you very much for all the really cool miniatures you see that we play with, and we have our little tokens. And yeah, they really help support us and keep the lights going. And additionally to Sirenscape for all the really cool music that you will hear as we play through. And finally, of course, to Paizo for creating the game. And if you missed it last week, Mr. Eric Mona had joined us, and shame on you for missing it. But also, you should go check it out on Dead Aussie Gamers YouTube channel, and all the playbacks are there. But with that all being said, I want to throw it over to my players so that they can introduce who they will be playing and what the characters are kind of going through, because a lot has gone down. So I'm going to throw it over to the amazing Dawn. Dawn, how are you today?
Hey, I'm good. Hi, folks. I'm Dawn. I play Nexon, who's the gnome Stitchwitch of the party. And Nexon is really looking forward to getting out of here and maybe finding some ways to cheer up Rain, because she's had a tough time.
Yes, I am Rain, who has had a tough time. That is me. I am RLC Druid, who is definitely needing a pick-me-up now. And probably a shower and chocolate. Yes, let's go with all the above.
And I'm Carla. I play Kaz, the halfling Oracle of Bones. And yeah, I think anyone who doesn't say they're here to help Rain, and I'm looking at Malvolo / Kolodi, is in the incorrect party. And also now I as Carla want chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
Good. There we go. Hi, guys. Hello. Hi, everyone. My name's Michael. I'm the Dead Aussie Gamer, and I play the role of the uncaring monster Malvolo. Apparently. Yes, I am a human inventor who has specialized in trap making and puppeteering. And in my accompaniment is none other than Kolodi, my puppet invention. You know what? Actually, to be dead honest, the journey into this absolutely freaking haunted, nightmarish place has definitely changed Malvolo in a lot of different ways. Malvolo is a recluse by nature and has always been very self-interested. He, a long time ago now, it feels, was accused by the people of by the sheriff of Sandpoint for potentially being the murderer of a couple of young people in a mill. Seems like, years now. And the only people to stand by Malvolo, cross half of the country, and endure what is effectively just this horrible series of incredibly tragic events. Not throwing into which was, of course, this horrible person that had targeted Rain, the actual true serial killer. Malvolo has a newfound appreciation and level of respect and love for these people, because Nexon, Rain, and Cassandra, without them, and to a very lesser degree Kolodi, I think Malvolo would definitely have absolutely just given up and laid down and just take me away, I'm done. But they've given him a really strong reason to keep going, to adventure and to do things. And while he might continue to protest out of habit more than anything else, I think this has probably been the biggest change in Malvolo's life since arriving in Varesia. So yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm at this place.
Poor Collodi, though. Come on.
Yeah, he's a chair. Leave him alone.
He's a chair.
He's a chair.
He's
And
a
look-
chair. He doesn't have feelings. Yes, he does.
He grabbed
Yes,
a
he
bunch
does.
of polyps and then exploded them in front of us.
Out of love.
Exactly what happened. I was
Yeah.
there. I saw it. Well, that was a little heavy there, Michael. But
I was happy.
appreciate it. Thank you.
I was happy. I was like, yeah. Anyway, I digress. Oh, fine.
And you're going to notice that underneath us we have all these little symbols. Rain has a little tag that says Nat 20 on it, and we all have like these red tokens. Some of us have really cool symbols. Well, all of those are actually due to, in part, the way we interact with you, our audience. And there's a number of really cool ways for that to be done. And the first way is through donations. Through a $5 donation, you can award the GM a Jinx point or the players a hero point, and those are those little red tokens you could see. For $10, you could grant any one of us, even myself, a sin boon, which if you don't know, I'm gonna just very quick. Sin boons, a lot of the 7 deadly sins have to deal with the Runelords. They base their magic off of the 7 deadly sins, so greed, lust, gluttony, and so forth. So each little sin boon gives us a power based on that sin. For $20, you could grant someone a nat 20, which they literally use and get a nat 20, and that's pretty freaking awesome because that's what Rain has, and I'm terrified. Every time my player has them, I'm just scared. And if you were to donate $50 and thank you so much, you get to create a wandering NPC. We've actually had 2 of them come in. They were pretty freaking awesome. They helped out the party a lot. So that's really awesome. And last but not least is at the very bottom, you're going to see this HP bar, and that's our boss battle bar. When it fills up, a random boss monster encounter happens, and we've had 3 of those so far. We had a mushroom, a wyvern, and a Frankenstein-esque monster. And yeah, the players all got something really cool with that, except the Frankenstein one. They burnt a house down, so I don't know if that was super cool, but that was pretty cool. But yes, we appreciate it, and yeah, keep going. And we also like it when you guys just chat, because sometimes we bring up chat too when we jump into chat. But with all of that said, let us get back into the game. As Foxglove, his body lays there. Rain, you look at the little fungus leashy at your side, and it gives you a horrific grin, as it is the face of Voral Foxglove, the grandfather to the Foxglove and the founder of this horror. The party looks around the room, quickly taking in everything, and you start to notice the fungus on the wall starts to creep out and starts to grow, and the fungus starts to grow on the walls and on the floor, and it looks like it's trying to encase this room. The fungus then blankets over the body of Alden Foxglove, absorbing him into the walls, and you actually see the body kind of slide up into the wall and then dissipate into the fungus. Looking at this now, realizing that the fungus seems to be growing, seems to be taking in the house, the party then decides to make for out. Out is the right answer at this point. You quickly run to the back door, throw it open, it falls off the hinge, and you look up and you can see the fungus is growing now all over the door. As the fungus touches the wood, it instantly decays and rots it. Don't touch the fungus is the statement and the sentiment for the group. Running up the spiral, the water rushes, and it again creates that breathing sound, and now you could see the fungus growing everywhere. As you rush up, you actually see ghouls fighting against the fungus. The fungus seems to be trying to eat them, and they are biting and tearing back at the fungus. You run past them, not giving them a second. And as one of them turns to you, its face a horror of just covered in blood and black ichor, it looks at you, and with a quick second, it seems to have pity in its eyes, and then its face quickly turns back to rage. It bends down to do that ghoul jump that you've seen them do, where they get into all four and then pounce. And as it gets into all four, a wave of fungus reaches up over it and pulls it down into the growing mass. Running up the stairs that you came down, now you're in the cellar, the basement that you had fought that ghost wizard. As you get into the basement, you notice, you look around, those shadow demon that you fought, you run past there, and the windows, those beautiful stained glass windows, are now cracking, and everything seems to be aging just very quickly, oddly fast. One of the window panes just falls out and shatters onto the floor. Everything is cracking and creaking, and as you run up the stairs and rushing forward, trying to avoid anything else, not touching things, you now see, as you get to the stairs that were once locked and you couldn't get past, the doors are now open, aged beyond repair, they're falling apart. You see a faint light at the top of the stairs. It's just hovering there. It reminds you of look like maybe a pixie or a firefly. At first it was tiny, and then it starts to glow brighter and brighter, and then it starts to bounce and spin, and then it seems to be leading you up, calling to you. You rush up the stairs, the party running. Collodi at this point trying to grab different things as you guys are running, making your way up the stairs. You're now on the first floor. On the first floor here, again, you see, behind you, those beautiful stained glass panes that depicted the various monsters. Those are falling out the windows. The second floor of the house seems to be, now there's water damage everywhere, and it's cracking, creaking, and collapsing under its own weight. The house doesn't seem to want to stand any longer. The horror that this house had brought to this community, it can't stand, and it doesn't want to be here anymore. The light goes forward, going down the hall. You run past the giant manticore that you saw, and again, as you run, you hear a faint roar in the distance. As you run past the manticore, you make your way to the front door, and Rain rips the door literally off the hinges as the door is collapsing and rotting. You rip it off the hinges, you throw it to the side, and Nexon, you kind of step back to allow Rain to throw the door, and you look into the ballroom, and you can see people are standing in the ballroom watching you. You take a glance, and then you kind of do that blink where you're like, wait, what? And then they all seem to just fade out of sight. Cassandra at this point is pushing Nexon forward to go out the door. Marvolo seems to have stumbled over something. As everyone is running to get outside, you all make it out the front door. And as you come out, Collodi's the last out. The top of the house collapses in on itself. Now you're off the porch. And as the house starts to collapse more, you could see the storm that had driven you here has subsided. And now the sun is peeking up over the cliff face. Running out, leaving, giving the house a good berth. You stand by the well where you first made your first encounter with the spirits, and you watch as the house collapses in on itself. That little ball of light is kind of standing next to the rest of the group watching the house, and it takes shape, and it's a small child in a white dress or like a nightgown, and it looks up and it says, well, I guess you found me. Game's over. Bye. And then it walks off and fades off into the distance. And with that, you have successfully, seemingly, put an end to the madness of the Foxglove Manor.
Is it over?
I think so. I think we're okay.
Certainly not going back in there. I don't think anyone is at this point.
Not that we had any desire to. I mean, at least we got out, but I mean, I'm assuming since it's collapsed, it'll be fine, right?
At this point,
rubble on top of things.
At this point, Malvolo kind of wants to take a good look around. Can I make an engineering check? Because this whole building's on the side of a cliff, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I want to try and cast this blighted place into the freaking ocean. So I'd like to see where I could put Collodi in order to and how deep I'd need to put him in order to cause a landslide and have the whole thing just that way.
Just that way.
Yeah, just that way.
Just that way. Sure. You could make a roll to see if you have knowledge on how to do that.
Behold, my engineering, crafting, perception, crafting. Bam. 27.
You would suspect that the house has sank into that giant sinkhole that was giving the breathing sound. So when it's kind of like collapsed in on itself.
Yep.
Like deep into the hole. So you would need a lot more than just Collodi. Like you're at this point you're gonna try and blast off a bit of a cliff.
Yeah,
which, I mean, in time you could easily do that.
Okay. Yeah, no. It was more to try and like see if I could like detonate at a key point that would weaken the whole structure of the cliff face. But if that's not possible, that's fine. Damn, that's fine. Do we have any oil things that we could set this place on fire?
Well, Malvolo's figuring that out. Nexon's gonna pull out her string and make the cat's cradle, and I will cast Detect Magic to see if it still feels super creepy.
As you cast Detect Magic, you notice that the energy seems to be gone, but there is a slight, how can I say this? Malevolence coming off of Collodi and Malvolo, because they're kind of standing together.
Malvolo's now like pouring oil into the hole. Just, I have like a pint. I'm just like,
yeah. Nexon's just kind of standing there, and like when she feels it tugging towards them, she's gonna be like, Did either of you grab stuff on a way out?
No, I didn't. I almost fell a couple of times, but Collodi? Yeah? Collodi? Yeah, what? Collodi, did you take anything? I mean, taking's a very strong word. I mean, the place was gonna go to waste anyway. Collodi! Okay, I may have pinched a few things. Why? But, I mean, what's a ghost gonna do with silverware? Ooh, haunted chopsticks. I've never heard of it.
Yeah, I'm just, I'm hoping that what I'm picking up on is, something you picked up and not, you.
Mm-hmm.
So, maybe I could take a look at a few of the things and see if it's, make sure you're not carrying around a ticking time bomb or anything.
Malvolo goes, time bomb? I'm gonna go over to Collodi and I'm gonna unscrew his head, and he goes,
Mhm.
"Hey, whoa, hey! Is there any evil coming from here or myself?" I'm gonna step a little bit away.
No, they seem to be clean.
All right, fantastic.
Yeah, no, it's definitely
It's definitely okay. Cool. I'm just gonna kick Collodi into the hole, like the body of Collodi. Collodi explodey! And I'll detonate him and all the.
Wait.
Oh yeah.
No, I assume I'm going to shout it as you go. And I'm like,
yeah.
what about the mask and your clearing your name?
Ah.
well, I mean, I can just take a look at what he picked up and see, you know, kind of process of elimination. If
Okay. Oh, you know what?
You
Seeing
need
as
to make sure nothing survives that.
well as
That was horrific and a nightmare. And if you brought something there and it happens to come back, you are in a lot of trouble.
okay. All right. Fine. I will open up Collodi and I'll have him put all of his stuff down piece by piece, instead of, bomb squatting it. That being said, I now know how to get rid of evil objects. Put them in Collodi, detonate Collodi.
There you go. As you kind of rummage through Collodi's objects that he picked up, there was silverware and other such, and none of that seems to be the issue, Nixon. Two things kind of pique your attention. One, it is the mask that Marvolo and Collodi had ripped off of Alden in the tussle. It seems that Collodi had jammed it in, kind of kept it, thinking it was cool. So it is a object that is kind of tied to the evil, as it is made up of people faces. And secondly, and this is the weird part, there is a note that you don't think anyone picked up, but it's on Collodi.
Yeah, Nixon's just going to using some needles and her scissors, pick up the note and kind of open it like she does not want to touch this.
I don't want this in my life anymore. Looking at the note, you're quickly able to read it. It's in common, written in common, and it says, "Alden, you have served us quite well. The delivery you harvested from the caverns far exceeds what I had hoped for. You may consider your debt to the Brotherhood paid in full. Yet I still have need of you, and when you awaken from your death, you should find your mind clear and able to understand this task more than in the state you lie. You shall remember the workings of the Shehedron ritual, I trust. You seemed quite lucid at the time, but if you find after your rebirth that you have forgotten, return to your townhouse in Magmar. My agent shall contact you there soon. No need for you to bother the Brotherhood further. I will provide the list of proper victims for the Shehedron ritual in 2 days' time. Commit that list to memory and then destroy it before you begin your work. The ones I have selected must be marked before they die. Otherwise, they do my master no good, and the greed in their soul will go to waste. If others get in your way, you may do with them as you please. Eat them, savage them, or turn them into pawns. It matters not to me. Signed, Zanesha, Mistress of the Seven."
Yeah, I'll read the letter out loud.
So this is who was convincing Alden to do this? All of this?
Well, I guess that explains why the bodies had the stars on them.
The greed rune. At that point, Malvolo will look at Rain. I mean,
But
I mean, it makes sense. If Alden was being manipulated by this Zanishta, then he would have been drawn to greed. Not just the concept, but... And he... Where is your symbols on the back or the front of your hand? For Rain.
On the back.
Yeah. So I'll gesture at it. I think you muted again.
He muted you.
Dang it.
Damn tiny silence
What are you
wizard.
trying to insinuate? I'm lost for words.
Well, it makes sense, doesn't it? Alden himself, a man of wealth and means, trying to make money for himself. The merchants, also traders and people who work in good. The only thing that doesn't make sense is why a random couple in the lumber mill were suddenly attacked. I mean, I don't know much about your friend Nixon, but if she were greedy or that sort of thing, maybe that's what made them a target. But
I mean, they were having an affair, so maybe it was, greedy for affection, for love, not taking a relationship
maybe
value
perhaps.
in it.
I mean, I would have thought that more lust than greed, but I see what you mean. I think, well, whatever the reason, I'm sure there is something there. If whoever this is searching for greedy souls and the like, then and carving the symbols of Thassalon upon people, then I mean, we need to look into this. I won't let something like this happen to Rain again. And if there is still more people out there searching and performing these acts, I think maybe this is why we're here. I think this is maybe why all of us were brought here.
Do you think this is some, grand plan or something that they've been going around and marking, I guess not just the victims, but Rain keeps looking at her hand. But us? There's no way we were chosen for this. I mean, I don't have any qualifications. I can't even imagine why I would have greed on my hands. No.
Well, think of it. We found ourselves all together, of all the places in the world, in the same location, gathered from different cities. The first thing since the late unpleasantness was the Runewell of Wrath, which we found, and...
We lost that one. You don't need to remind us of that one.
And now we find a necromancer's house on the edge of a cliff. And so be it happen that we have a person with expertise in just that field. I think there is something, a destiny, people, dumb luck. Whatever it is, we are dancing to someone else's tune. And I think we all have a part to play. Look, I know very little about this sort of thing, but one thing I do know is a trap that has many complex parts often starts with the first trigger, the first domino falling over. And I think we're just stuck in motion right now. And we need to either embrace it or we need to get in front of it and cut this thing off at its head.
But in order to get in front of it, we have to know where it's going. And I don't understand any of this. I don't understand how we were marked, when we were marked. It feels like we're just catching small breadcrumbs at this point. Horrifying human body breadcrumbs, but
On that, I agree.
Do I recognize the Shahedron like ritual or that term?
You can try a occultism check. It's going to be fairly high, but you could give it a go. It's not impossible.
33.
So, through what the note says, and through your, how can I say this? You're just kind of piecing the puzzle together, right? So you see, you're kind of getting glimpses of the bigger picture. To you, it seems this ritual might be something where they are using the greed as kind of like a power, like with the wrath, where in that area with wrath, Nualia was trying to like empower herself with the energy of wrath. It might be the same effect here. Like they are using greed, but they are stealing it from other people. Like the more greedy, like say I had to say this, like pigs to the slaughter.
Sure. How How many I'm trying to remember going through my notes. How many bodies have we found with the stars on it?
There were the three merchants that were from Magnamar that you met way early, and then next Cassandra raised them to kind of come up the stairs, and then Marvolo blew up the station with Collodi, blew out the glass. There was that. So those were those three. There was the young man in the mill, had that symbol carved upon them. So it was the four of them, I believe, that you had found all together. Was there one more? Nope, I think you found all of them.
Didn't Cerelia also have it?
Yes. Oh, that's right. Yes.
Forehead.
Yes, I apologize for that one. Yep.
Okay. So fat.
And none of the bodies in the bag had it.
Those were the merchants that you met.
No, the bodies that we found in the...
Oh, with the
ghoul food.
With the ghoul food.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, the ghoul food. Yeah, they had the marking kind of carved on them. So yeah, there was a few more, but you really didn't. You don't know who they are, and they all seem to have now been, entombed in the home.
I'm going to, while Nixon's thinking this through, I'm going to say to Malvolo, and to everyone, but like quite specifically towards Malvolo, and say, well, if things have been triggering since the start, is that mask not what your friend was wearing at the time? So this has been set into motion a long time ago. Is it not?
I mean, does the mask that have bear a resemblance to the mask that that Jarvis was wearing?
This specific one,
Well,
see.
I mean, are there similarities?
Yes, there are similarities with the two of them. Yes.
Damn it! I have no idea how to process that. Okay, hold on. I got this. As soon as Cassandra mentions this, Malvolo's hands kind of take on like a very pale complexion. Blood seems to almost leave his body as that dawns upon him. As someone who masters manipulating other people, or manipulating, Collodi and the like, he knows where, people pulling strings. And in his head, he just has this image of something pulling the strings behind everything. But it's like a mess. He can't perceive where all these things are going. And all he knows is everything is now pointing towards this mask. This mask has so many answers. And more importantly, because Malvolo never pieced the two together, especially because for him, his childhood friend, his best friend living in Sandpoint, went insane and was killing people while wearing this mask, and was gunned down for his efforts. And if Alden was turned and made evil and wore this mask to do the exact same thing, Malvolo now is piecing together that this person, whoever it happens to be, and I never thought I'd actually say this, Malvolo hasn't really expressed wrath before, but Malvolo hates whoever has done this more than the sheriff, more than anything else. Malvolo's anger sort of starts to well up in him, and he says, "We must find whoever did this. Whoever this Zaneshta is. One way or another, we will either find the puppeteer or we will cut the string. But we cannot let this slide. We cannot let ourselves be continually toyed by these people, whoever they are."
Do you mind if I take a closer look at that
Please.
mask?
I do not wish to see it any further. And Malvolo will hand it to Nexon.
Yeah, Nexon's gonna just kind of start poring over it and like using some of her sewing supplies to like really examine how it's put together and what it is. And I would like to use my crafter's appraisal to effectively do identify magic.
Yep. So that's not a problem. In a few moments, Nexon, poking and prodding, you realize the mask is crafted from preserved section harvested from several different human faces, draped over one another almost like scales, and leaving the eyes and mouth exposed. The overall effect is similar to that of a scaled skull. Coming off of this, it's evil, right? Like it's bad, but also illusion. So it is magical. Yeah, so that is the exact object that you're dealing with.
Yeah, there's definitely some like illusion magic on this, and it is not a good thing. I wonder if this is not only affected your friend but also Alden to make them do stuff.
Well, there's only one way to find out, and that would be to go to Magnamar. It said in the letter that the person was expecting Alden to return to his townhouse in Magnamar. I think we should go there, and I think we should make sure that this person, whoever they are not disappointed
I know you're right that we need to do this. I know it's important that whatever this effect is, that we have to cut the strings and stop it before more people are hurt. Both those close to us and not. But I have to ask, I don't understand our place in all of this. I know it's the right thing to do, but I feel like I barely just survived that, and I feel disgusting all over for this, and well, I feel a little defeated. I know we got through that mess that's now over the edge. Thank you. I don't know if I'm strong enough for that.
Well, I think regardless of if we were chosen or if it was luck, we're here together, and I think that's what makes us special, is that we're together and here to help each other. I mean, we in the past would have never met, and maybe that's what makes it special, that we can be friends with people from the other places. I mean, I never expected to meet people from the other cities and be friends. And then Kaz is gonna like look down at her feet, and she's gonna look up, and she's going to say, you know, in my place it was just about survival and farming and meeting the next day, but with you and here, every day is something new, and I know we've seen horrific things, but we've also seen really, really cool things. And then I'm going to mention one or two of the like nice memories from our normal days. And then I'm going to say, so regardless of what's happening, we're fighting for that. And then I'm going to grab Rain's hand, and I'm actually also going to grab Malvolo's, and then I'm going to like gesture to Nexon, like, get in here. We're doing a group hug vibe. And I'm going to say, and we're doing it for each other. And then I'll turn to Malvolo and I'll say, and then I see Kolodi's, and then I'll also be like to Kolodi's head, like, you know, you're also part of the group hug. And then I'm going to say, and Malvolo will exonerate you and Jarvis. And then I'm going to be like, awkwardly, like, okay, are we going to hug? Are we just going to hold hands in the circle? Because I didn't think this through. I don't know, like, what we should do now.
Kolodi's headless body sneaks up behind everyone and just sort of extendo arms, because his joints are kind of like interconnected with like cables and stuff like that. And he sort of stretches around and sort of grabs everyone and sort of then reels it in and starts to hug everyone. As he pulls...
Rain is out crying from this. I don't want to lose you all.
Kolodi's head will go, you know, Cass is right. You know, you don't know what the future's gonna hold, and you don't know, how the past is gonna creep up on you. But look, as someone who lives moment to moment, it's important to remember that, you know, you can't focus on, you know, what's happening next, because you know, that's how you lose your head over things. And you know, the past has already been and done. And right now, here in this place, you know, we're alive, we're doing things, we're together, you know, we're happy, and it's important that we take the time to just be, you know. Yeah, because I look, I don't know what's gonna happen. You know, I could be turned into a door in, like, you know, an hour. All the more reason why I need to make the most out of every single moment, every single second, you know. And Rain, you're pretty awesome, and so is Nexon and Cassandra. Malvolo's, he's a stick in the mud, but he's okay too. And I gotta say, if whatever happens, like, if I do end up turning into a door or a chair or get flung into the ocean or whatever, I'm just really glad that I got to spend time with you guys, because I couldn't honestly think of something I would have rather have done with my time while I'm here. I think that's just how you gotta live. That's just how you gotta do,
Yeah, fate brought us all together and presented this problem that I think, we're uniquely suited to deal with. And Rain, you're one of the strongest people I know, and I wish I was a little bit more like you from time to time. But we all have to walk the path that we've been given. And I'm glad that I get to walk that path with you.
Thank you, Nixon. I'm glad I have you all. It's very good to have such brave friends. On my own, I probably would have just found my little place in my woods and stayed there with Twilo and would have felt safe and happy-ish. But I don't want to give up what we have. I don't want to lose any of this. And this is... Well, this is more than I've ever had. Anybody... I mean, no one's gone this far for me. The courage I have is because of you all. You're my foundation. And as brave as you all are, I feel like a coward in comparison, but I suppose if I have you all here, I can do this. We'll do this. So thank you for making me a better person.
As you all embrace and hold each other, talking about...
Can I do something super quick? So
Sure.
As this moment gets very, very emotional, all of a sudden you hear the sound of like these gears whirring, and Kalodi's arm strength starts to slowly increase and creep up as his arms sort of tighten around everyone very uncomfortably, and then keeps going until it's like a bear hug.
As Kalodi is slowly bear hugging everyone together and smushing everyone, Cassandra, your eyes do that thing you do when you deal with the spirits, and they turn like black like the evening, and the stars start to appear in your eyes. And as everyone holds Cassandra, they are all dragged into a memory that Cassandra has of her childhood. And you all see this and feel this, and it's joy and it's love. And it's her playing games in the fields before she had to go and tend the work. And it's her as a child being with her family and being happy. And then suddenly you're all feel a crunch and a crack as Kalodi's tight arms have started to pull you too tight. And you're all like, oh, Kalodi, no.
Can't breathe. Can't breathe.
And your eyes go back to
All
normal,
person.
Cassandra.
I just love you guys so much. All right. Yeah. Malvola will unhinge Kalodi's arm, and just detach it, and say, "Well, I think we need to start making way. If my bearings are correct, we should be only a few days' travel from Magnemar from here."
You know, I'll be honest, this is the farthest I've ever traveled. I mean, even back home, I didn't really leave a lot, so to travel this far, and it's kind of exciting. A little nerve-wracking still, but I don't know. It's an adventure that we're taking together. Have we been marking our pathway? Do we have a map or something where we can start tracking it as a bit of a memory of where we've been? And I don't know, as a little memento.
I think that's a wonderful idea. I'll see if I can buy a map when we get to Magnamar, and maybe we'll chronologue all the places we've seen.
It might be nice, you know, and at the end to take a look at the journey we've been through, the miles. I mean, and what those represent. Obviously, we're not going to, you know, look at a photo album of all these particular moments. Some of them I'd rather forget. She's going to kind of side-eye her Leshy a little bit. But this will be fine. This will be a nicer representation.
Yeah, speaking of the Leshy, just before we head into Magnamar, are we really taking this with us?
I made him, and I'm sorry. Or I didn't make... I can't get rid of him. I don't think.
I can get rid of him. I know exactly how to get rid of this one.
That would... He's under my control. He works with me. It can't be... I know he's different looking. Just let him be, okay? Just gonna look over at this very grumpy looking Leshy that has... Okay, here's a question about my control of my Leshy. Do I have to... Does it have to keep the human face? It's super creepy to look at a little plant-like creature with a human face.
Could we kill it and respawn another one?
I don't want to murder something that I feel like I brought to life.
Look, you don't have to murder it. I, however, would be more than happy.
It can meet with an unfortunate accident.
Yes. His name is Kalodi. It's
Father of my stalker, but...
I mean, I could try and release the father spirit from it.
Are we talking about like exercising a Leshy before we leave? Mm-hmm. Like just yeah. The power of Cassandra compels you. Smack.
So something you would know, Becca, and as Rain, Leshies are the spirits of kind of like the natural spirits. So when you summoned it, the spirit that was in the area was the fungus, the bad fungus. So you kind of pulled that spirit, and that's why it's not exactly Voral, right? It's not Voral, the angry old man, but it's a grumpy little like Leshy. Like as Claudia is polite, this thing is just sitting there picking its nose and is rolling its eyes as the group is like hugging. It is like a grumpy little jerk. You can kind of like set it free by Kalodi standards.
Oh no! It took a second for me to figure that out.
All right.
It went to the farm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna ask this just because I'm just gonna try to move this along a little bit. Does anyone player-wise have any issue with me throwing this Leshy off the cliff?
Kind of. It's a living creature.
Yeah, is it though? It seems to be the soul of an undead Lich King.
Well, you know, I'll just pour a little salt on it every now and then, and that'll kind of help keep it under control.
Okay, fine.
Besides, a little grumpiness is all right. I mean, we've had Kalodi this entire time, so it'll be okay.
That's true.
Just a little salt.
Okay.
That's all it takes. So in the next village, we'll pick up some extra salt just in case, but I don't know. It feels bad murdering him. Cassandra, can you make sure it's not like the actual grandpa and more just like a tainting of it? And, you know, maybe if we can redeem him, it feels like a nice redemption for ourselves.
Sure. Kaz is going to like carefully check spirit sense wise, but I'm going to like in my mind, in my spirit sense, be like, you know, when someone says touch the thing and you're like,
Yeah.
I'm
yeah,
gonna do it that way.
yeah. So as you reach out, you touch it, and it's really just it's more or less just the you feel nature, right? Like, so it is the nature of fungus. So it's decay and rebirth, right? Like recycle, like, that picture we all used to see, the triangle, reduce, reuse, recycle. So that's really what this creature is, more or less. It's just hungry, kind of all the time. It's like, oh, I could go for some nice rotted wood and a dark, cold place, and it's fine. But as you reach out, you still feel like the grumpy old man in there. It's not like overwhelming, but it's like there is a grumpy force, more or less like every kind of joke you ever had about a old grumpy man. Like, get off my porch and stop playing on my lawn, you dang kids. Yeah. So the grandpa's taint is there.
I'm just gonna say to Becca and the team that it's not moral, but it does have its own spirit. And I mean, Rain, you would probably know better, but as I imagine, the spirit of a fungus that is used to being in one place is maybe not the happiest about going on an adventure. So, Malvolo, maybe you guys would get along. And then I'm trying to make, and then I look at everyone like, did you see the joke I made there? I'm trying to make, no, wink, nothing from no one. I'm like, just trying to lighten the mood. But no, it doesn't appear to be Voral.
Okay, so more like it's a typical cat that's angry when it changes places.
Oh, I got an idea. Wait. I got this. Let's see. Got it. Yeah, yep. Yes. And Kalodi will start rummaging around in his chest cavity. And what he's going to pull out is he's going to pull out a tiny Kalodi mask. Ah! Yeah, thwop. And he puts it on the Leshy.
You know what? It's an improvement. No, we'll take it.
Yeah! It's not a human face.
That'll be better. It's kind of cute.
It looks up at, I'm imagining it's kind of looking up at Kalodi, and Kalodi's looking down at it, and then he kind of takes his hand like a dad and a kid. Yeah, just...
Nexon's just gonna start pulling out some ribbon out of her bag and like holding it up and be like, I could also, like add a little bow or something like that.
Yes, that way it'll be less frightening to children. I think that's an excellent idea. Yes.
All of a sudden, big montage. I'm coming out. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah.
What the what?
So we dress up the Leshy.
And then I'm going to suggest to Rain, maybe you want to also give it a name, a happier name that doesn't make you think of this place. Like, and then I'm going to look around. Daisy.
I love it.
Definitely
looks like a daisy. I think that's fantastic. Yes, Daisy. And she's going to pat Daisy on the head. We're going with it. I hope that's what your intention was as well when you threw out that name.
Yeah, I was just like, maybe we name it something that, because Leshy just sounds really rough.
Yes.
I'm just imagining the complex textures that Rain is experiencing when touching this thing.
It's very weird. It's got the mask, its vines all over, a little bow around its neck.
Little fungal fuzz.
That, like, dark anime aura all around it, like whenever it walks.
Sad boy Leshy.
Yes.
It looks like the sad, now in my head, it looks like the sad guys from Mario Brothers.
Yes.
For some reason, it has a very angry walk. Like, it's kind of aggressive with each step that it takes.
Yep. All right.
Like, so as the party finishes dressing up Daisy to allow it to be less horrific to the party and to just general people, I'm going to assume, you make your way back down towards the way you came. As you travel, you do notice that the woods where they were at once covered in that heavy mist and fog, it all seems to have lifted and left with the sun kind of coming up and the storm being gone. Rain, you get a sense that nature will kind of take over this place if left to its own devices, that whatever was poisoning here is gone. You head back towards the river that you had traveled up the first time, and as you get down that way, you see the barge that you had traveled on, Guy's barge, and sitting out kind of like in the sun, just like enjoying themselves, chewing on a like a piece of, it might be wood, it might be like a piece of just junk they found, and it's Guy, and he seems to just be in La La Land. There is a bottle of that terrible grog that they had, the seawater rum, and there's just in his hand, and there's a bottle on the floor tilted over.
I can't believe you're still here.
Guy looks at everyone. He goes, yeah, I guess I is. And then kind of like looks around, he rubs his eyes, and then the little plump kitty cat kind of jumps off his lap, and it's just, yo, what time is it? Yeah.
Rain just realizes she also does not know what time it is.
It's like the sun. What? And it kind of just seems that like he's in a fog, not like alcoholic, like something must have happened.
Are you okay?
He's like looking around, and
you seem a little disoriented.
Yeah.
Let's get you seated. Let's find you some fresh water or something.
Yeah. Y'all, everyone come on. Come back on board. I'm sorry. I need a drink. And he kind of just stands up and starts to stumble. Like he is not okay. And then he catches himself, and he's an older man. He catches himself, and he rights himself up, and he's like, oh, loose rocks. And then kind of hobbles back onto the ship.
Maybe he's had too much to drink.
Yes, let me help you onto the ship. I'm a little concerned, and Rain's gonna kind of swoop under and kind of grab his arm to help lift him up a little more and stabilize him. Are you sure? Can I smell the grog on him?
Yeah, he reeks of that seawater stuff. It's not a pleasant smell. Yeah, and he's kind of rubbing his eyes at this point, and he's like, y'all get to that house you were looking for?
Mm-hmm.
You find your friend?
We found who we were looking for. Yes. Hopefully we shouldn't see any more issues at this point. I hope.
It's good. It's good to meet up with old friends. I'm gonna probably head back down. Are y'all gonna head my way, or
I mean, if
do you need
you're
a?
going in the direction of Magnamar, I think we'd all like a trip, but But honestly, are you sure you're okay to steer this thing?
Yeah, I've done worse. I've definitely done worse. And
Just
and the
and like, does he seem okay to drive the boat?
definitely not. Like he seems out of it. Like something happened to him and he seems out of it.
Can I make a quick medicine check just to kind of, I don't know, see if he's been like dosed or something?
Sure.
23, because I don't need to roll for medicine anymore. Ha 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 ha.
Oh, nice.
Dang.
When you like, so Marvolo does like the kind of far away quick scan, and you could see that he has what looks like on the back of his neck that now seems to be something like kind of jutting out, and it seems to be like a pin or like a needle or something. Not like, not like a syringe, but like something metallic.
like a dart.
Yeah.
All right, I'll remove that. And inspect it. What am I looking at?
Mm-hmm. Just quickly looking over it. It as you pull it out, he kind of like saying, this mosquito's getting big. As you look it over, there seems to be some kind of like on the very tip of it, it seems to be like a gooey substance. And obviously you're not touching it with your bare hands. You know better.
Oh yeah.
And your assumption is it's probably some kind of like poison or a drug. And it's something that kind of messed with him.
Guy, could I just see your hands for a quick minute?
He's like, sure. And he holds his big old meaty paws out at you, all calloused up and such.
I'm going to. I still have it. Kind of pull out a strip of fabric that has some runes kind of etched into it or woven into it, and wrap that around his hands. And just say, "Oh, it's fine. Everything's going to be right as rain," and I will cast Restoration.
Oh, nice. Casting Restoration, you can see that the little mark on his neck like heals up, and he like perks up. It's kind of like you just gave him a shot of caffeine. He like perks up. He's like, whoa, whatever that was, man. Thank you very much. Wow, yeah. Where do y'all need to go right now? I'll take you wherever. Want to go off the side of the planet? Let's go. I'll drive you off the flat side of the earth. Let's go. We got this.
Jesus.
Well, as we had said, we're headed to Magnamar. Have you run into anybody else since we left?
Yeah. Wow, I feel like $1 million. Yeah, I ran into some two guys, very nicely dressed. They came by. They were asking about any kind of deliveries I was making and what I was doing, and he kind of pats his pocket. They robbed me, son of a.
Oh.
And he's like, sorry about that. It looks like I got robbed. I don't know what happened. There's these two fine folk, an elf man and a human. And looks like they robbed me. They took my stuff. He's patting himself down. And you see he reaches in and he pulls out like a little flask and he's like, they didn't get the good stuff. And he opens it up and starts to swig a little bit.
Well, I guess that's the good news.
Yeah. And he takes it. He's like, well, I'm sorry. And he offers it to you, Nexon. He's like, you want some? I mean, whatever you just did with that ribbon,
I'm good. We've had a bit of a long day, and I have a feeling if I had a sip of that, I would be out for the count. So, but thank you. Thank you very much.
That's not a problem. You know what? Why don't you hop on? Everyone get on board, get settled into the cabin, and we'll get going. It shouldn't take us more than a few hours. Why don't y'all take a rest? Everyone looks weary. And 1, 2, 3. Who's your little friend over there?
Oh, Daisy. This is Daisy.
Daisy, is that the person you were?
Like a small doll.
Daisy's just looking grumpy. Like when you pick up a cat.
Yes, where it hangs like, don't do this. Don't touch me.
Did you is that from your friend up
Yeah, it is. It's we're turning a new page with Daisy, so it'll be great. Here, I'm gonna set Daisy next to the kitty cat. They'll be great playmates.
The fat cat just looks at Daisy, and Daisy just looks at the fat cat, and they both seem to agree and like just slump a little bit, as if like they're like, we're not going to touch each other. Like, you stay there, I'm going to stay here. We're cool with each other. He looks down and he's like, all right. Well, everyone on board. Don't worry about it. Daisy can come along. So why don't we get going? We'll shove off. Just give me a few moments. Why don't you settle yourselves in, and we'll get going. How's that sound?
No, I think that's an excellent idea. Thank you. And again, I appreciate you being here and waiting so long.
You know, I wasn't supposed to be here. I must have drank too much and just kind of dozed off. But and it got mugged. I'm not sure how that all happened at the same time. But it's okay. I'm okay. You're okay. We're all okay. Why don't you hop on board? And trust me, quick as rain. We'll be over there. 2 shakes. Don't worry about it.
Thank you. Do you want us to like go down below and sleep, or
you sleep on top of the deck, get some sun, go down below, do as you please. Just remember, all hands and feet inside the boat as we go along.
Right. Thank you.
Not a problem. So please hop on in. Everyone's in. And he's kind of like, pushing everyone in onto the thing.
Nexon, I don't quite remember. Did we trust this man last time?
I mean, he seemed trustworthy enough.
Okay, good. So the same feelings of trepidation are still here. All right. Well, it's not like we have much choice. Let us make haste, and the sooner we start this boat ride, the sooner it will be over. At least there's a tiny cat. I'll go and pat the cat.
As you gently kind of pet the cat does that where it wants you to pet. It rolls over and wants you to pet the belly.
I will pet its belly.
He categories that is an acceptable pet.
Excellent.
I feel like I should have been like, roll animal handling to see how well you pet the cat.
Haha, but little did you know that animal handling is not a skill in Pathfinder 2nd Edition.
Nature. Dang you. As you go, the boat seems to be making good time. You kind of come heading down the same path, and where it was super rocky, and you saw all those, like all that fog, and you saw those shadows in the fog. Again, it seems that that's all lifted. The fog seems to have lifted and kind of cleared itself. The swaying and rocking of the boat is enough to just kind of make everyone pass out. Like, you've had a very long day. very long. Just it's been long. So much has happened and transpired, and the group, everyone kind of passes out. No one feels that like the captain is gonna, turn into an evil pirate, or it could be a really great deception on my part, and no one's rolled an insight check. But I see Becca's like, all right, it's fine. So everyone passes out, and you all will receive a long rest. And everyone will heal up. Spell slots will be given back as such. Marvolo, you could tinker around with Kalodi to get Kalodi back up to full function. And everyone has a actually very good sleep. And about 4 hours have passed. And as the boat rocks and sways, you're now coming into an area, and it's getting a little rockier, it's getting a little harder. Rain, you're kind of the first one up, as you're not super cool with the water. You're more of a land moose, not a water moose.
Swim very well.
Yeah.
Moose apparently can swim well, just not this one.
Well, not. I'm assuming in open water, no one swims very well in open water. So you kind of wake up. You're the first one up, and as you kind of come to the top of the boat, to that flat surface, and you look out, and you can see just tons of ships, and you are staring at. And the only way to put this is, you're coming into a port. A huge port. There are just ships flying, flags from every nation, every which way. And where Sandpoint had that small little dock area, this is just mind blowing. You are taken aback by the size and scope of this city. It's something that you have never really seen or been introduced to. There are ships just going every which way, and you're dwarfed by them. It's actually almost very intimidating, and some of them are as big as that wyvern you fought. Even some are a little larger, and they are just moving, and you suddenly realize your size, and the captain is just up there do. This is fine, we're fine, everything is fine. And you're like, this just seems wrong. He should probably be in the right kind of directions, and he is just just driving his boat, merry little boat. As that is
looking back at him incredulously, are you okay?
He was like, don't
you see? This does not feel safe at all. Rain is gripping the edge of the boat.
He just looks around. He's like, don't worry about it, ma'am. I know what I'm doing. And as he says that, he hits a wave the wrong way, and the front of the boat teeps up and then goes down hard, and with a splash, and water goes everywhere. And you look over, and Daisy's just standing there. Daisy, as the boat is rocking, Daisy is just like a stone, just without even moving. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
this is perfect. Hit me, kill me. I don't care. Take my life. I don't know.
Just in my head, if I could do an Alan Rickman voice, I would, and it would be the fat robot from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Yes.
That's Daisy in my head now. As he turns, and now the rest of the crew, Cassandra and Nexon, you've come up. Marvolo is kind of storming up, as the waves and the rocking has kind of messed with your fine tuning. You work with very delicate pieces, and everyone kind of is now on the top of this boat, and you can see he's steering, and he's coming around, and you see, and it is huge. It is mind-blowingly huge, and it looks, jutting out the side of this city, is what looks like almost like a bridge. And then it collapses down, and there are bits and pieces. But this bridge is huge. Like, your guess would be it could probably fit maybe 6-7 elephants side by side easily, could walk across this broken down bridge. And he looks at everyone, he goes, has any of y'all been to Magnamar? Is this your first time?
This is the first.
I
like,
think
First
it's
time.
all of our firsts.
Yes.
It's massive.
Oh,
He's like,
oh, the
well,
fashion
Magnamar-
is going to be great.
yes, they have everything here is a hub. It's a hub of everywhere. It is beautiful, and it is known as the city of monuments because of all the old architectural stuff. And he kind of points at the bridge. And he says, that was there long before we were here. It was there, but it survived Earthfall. And with that, you all kind of recognize that as that was the point when you all saw that meteor coming to the planet, and that was what wiped out the ancient Thessalonian Empire. It was called Earthfall. And you're like, oh, I was there for that ending, and I guess the beginning of this. And the captain kind of like turns the wheel, and you could see him strain, and he turns the wheel, and the boat like hard turns. And as he does that, you just see one of these massive ships. The hull is just coming at the boat, and he just turns it, and he's like now riding right up against it. And it looks like an ant next to a giant's foot. And on the side, you could see the different crest and heraldry of the different nations. And he's just riding right along, and he's like, don't worry, I got y'all. Don't worry, I know these waters like the back of my hand. And then he looks, and he's like, and he wipes the back of his hand off. He's like, that wasn't there earlier.
It's so big. I mean, this ship alone, and then how many people live here?
Oh, that changes all the time. Everyone comes and goes. This is a massive city. Are you including everyone? I mean, it's got to be at least. And he kind of starts counting on one of his hands, and he's holding the boat, the wheel with the other one. He's like, and he takes the other one off, and he starts counting with both of his hands. He's like, at least.
Maybe we can answer that question later.
Yeah, that's fine. The answer's a lot. Got it. Okay.
I heard that this was a larger city, and it seems like it'll be very difficult to try and find our way around. You wouldn't happen to know any guides, people who deal with the relatively new to town?
I
Those
do have an old
smugglers.
acquaintance.
Do they have a good rapport?
Yeah, they have a good rapport and a good back, and like 2 good legs, I think. They actually we used to travel a lot together. We were good friends back in the day. She actually wrote a few books about traveling and such. I think she has a shop in the city. You could probably find it. What was its name? She used to talk about it. She thought she was so clever. Dang, what was his name? Oh, I got it. A Different Story. That was its name.
A Different
She
Story.
thought she was so she thought she was so clever. Oh, she would name it A Different Story, and people would come in, and it would have to be at least a story tall building, and it had to do with stories. She really liked the word stories. I wanted to throw her off the boat a few times because she kept saying stories. It's just story.
At this point, Malvolo will put it. Oh, sorry, go on.
What is the name of your friend, just so we know who we're seeking out?
Oh, Ruby. Well, Kurubiala, but I used to call her Ruby because that's a mouthful.
Yeah.
Good to know.
All right. Well, how long before we can disembark?
Okay. Well, okay. So this is the thing. I'm gonna have to. I owe the portmaster a few coin, and I might or might not have also insulted his mother and his wife, and how their children probably look like me. So, I'm going to.
So I'm gonna raise my hand. And I'm gonna put it over his mouth, like just like a kind of like a shh. No, I'm not trying to interrupt you. I just am done with hearing you speak. Kalodi. Kalodi's like, yeah, boss. Into the water, and Kalodi will jump in the water. As he does so, I'm going to then get him to backstroke and open his chest. I'm going to step inside Kalodi. Stroke! Stroke!
You turn him into a rowboat?
Yes. Well, no, he's just made of wood. He floats.
I'm surprised you didn't turn him into a door. As he had mentioned earlier, and we get to reenact a scene from Titanic. That's cool.
Yeah, no. All right. Yes, I'm going to get Kalodi to just backstroke me to shore. And then I'm going to get him to do a couple more trips to pick up everyone else.
As you guys are hopping onto Kalodi, the captain's just kind of like steering the ship, and Kalodi is solely taking people to shore. Every so often making a hitting sides of boats, and you guys are all kind of coming up onto the dock area at this point, and everyone is just hustling and bustling. The city is just in chaos. You see guards walking up and down the dock area.
Also, sorry, chat just said something, and it must be said. As Malvolo transforms Kalodi, he yells out very loudly, "Floaty Kalodi!" It is now officially a new form. So I have Explody Kalodi and Floaty Kalodi.
Floaty Kalodi. As you're kind of making your way onto the docks, walking around, you see the guards. There are a lot of people, and you are just a bit overwhelmed as a group. Nexon, there are fashion styles from every which way. Some of them like high collared ruffles, others where they seem to have woven bird feathers into the actual clothing. And then you see, obviously, just all different everything. And then you have dock hands who are just a mess, covered in sweat and seawater. And honestly, it's very overwhelming being completely out of your element, coming from a small city to a small town to this city. It's just, where and what do you do?
Seeing all of this fanciness, Rain is going to begin to shut down a little bit. It's incredibly intimidating. She's aware that her own outfit is not exactly up to the same snuff. They're probably incredibly dirty from crawling around in a haunted mansion. Probably smell bad. Haven't had the chance to brush my hair in days at this point. And everything is crowded. It is uncomfortable for her to move around.
Kaz is gonna, as we all sort of land on the dock, I'm gonna try and get the group together, and because I'm probably the least or second least with Nexon, like phased by the amount of people, although it is still like even a lot. I'm gonna say we should find we should find the rusty dragon. Well, the version of it here, and get food, get clean, and then I'm sure we can get information. And I'm gonna whisper loudly because I assume there's like lots of noise. And then I'm going to turn to them, and I'm gonna take charge, and I'm like, don't worry, follow me. And then I'm gonna shout loudly, to the tavern, and then see if like anyone else on the dock is like, yeah, to the tavern, and then I'm just gonna follow them to the tavern. Huzzah!
Are you trying to like force a party to happen? Like everyone suddenly goes party. Tavern time.
Yeah, and to the tavern.
Well, do we want the like dark end tavern or like a higher end tavern?
To the
The
I
affordable
suppose.
one.
Although
That would probably be the dark hand tavern then. I mean, it's a decent place to start, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Malvolo is doing. You can see Malvolo kind of falling back into old habits. He gets behind Rain and is using her as kind of like a people buffer, to not touch anyone or anything. This is the first time he's been in a crowded space for quite some time, and his germophobia is now just in overdrive. There's like smelly fish. There's like big hairy sweaty dock workers. It's just busy. It's noisy. It's loud, and he just is and when Rain says like we haven't had a shower in ages, and we've he remembers that even though he's had prestidigitation cast on him, he still kind of feels the mushrooms and slime from the house all over him, and he's like, a shower is a wonderful idea. I would like to go.
Following behind Rain, you will need to move quite a bit, like a lot of dodging, because Rain is the type of person who will always move out of somebody else's way.
Oh, yeah. No, absolutely. Moving out of people's way is a positive thing for Malvolo. Malvolo is all about avoiding people.
Yes.
But he will say, is there... Oh, sorry, actually, question. Is there like a bathhouse? Like, is there like a big public bath that one can just go to be clean?
You would make that assumption.
I would
That would...
Nexon.
Yes?
I would like to go to this place, please.
Oh, okay.
I appreciate the prestidigitation and the search for information, but I'm feeling like I need to visit one of these places.
Right. I'm gonna look around for like someone who looks like kind of medium in charge of the dock, like maybe directing folks, like and go up to that individual.
Yeah, not a problem. As you kind of look around, you're able to quickly see a well-dressed man. He seems to be holding some kind of ledger, and he does seem to be walking. He's walking with a cane, and he actually has like one of those like bad guy curly mustaches that you would see from those old movies where they would tie the damsel in distress up to the railroad track. And he's walking, and you could tell that either they are in charge or they are some kind of nobility, because their head is just like the chin is gently higher than everyone else's chin, and they are walking with indifference, and they clearly don't seem to like people move out of their way. And they're just kind of like moving through.
I will go up to him and say, pardon me, sir. We are new to Magnamar, and you look like an individual that knows a fine establishment. We're looking for a bathhouse and a tavern. If you would happen to have any suggestions, a gentleman like you with such a fine mustache must know of some places.
And he kind of like looks around, because you're a little shorter than this as a human. So then realizing that the voice is coming from below, he looks down and he goes, "Oh, excuse me. And who might you be?"
Oh, I'm Nexon. It is a pleasure to meet your acquaintance.
Nexon, Lovely to meet you. I am the dock master. And you were, what ship did you come in on? Most of the time, the captains of the ships do give that information. And he starts to like, he opens his little ledger to like see which ship you came in on and to.
Well, we did not. I did. I did not catch the name of the ship that we came in on, and we kind of circumvented the dock. Actually, we just hopped off and.
Excuse me. So you didn't come in on a ship. Did you come through the gates then? As you're kind of faltering, another man kind of comes out, and he kind of steps forward to the dockhand and steps next to you and he says, "Oh, that's where you went. I'm so sorry, sir." And he pulls out a coin, and he pulls out like a gold piece, and he puts it on the man's ledger, and he says, "This is my cousin from out of town. I apologize she was looking for me. I told her to meet me by the docks. She was just a bit lost, and I appreciate you for helping her. So, thank you. Please, why don't you go on your way, sir? And have a wonderful day. Come on, cousin. Come, follow me. I will take us. Your
answer question answered.
Don't. Yes. Yes. Don't worry. You can clean up at our house. Don't worry at all, cousin. I'll find you a bathhouse. We don't worry. Auntie is looking very forward to speaking to you and talking to you. Please come along. And he kind of puts his arm like on your back and starts to shuffle you away. And then he mutters under his breath and he says, "You trying to get in trouble? What are you doing? Are you new?" And you can see he's wide-eyed and he's like looking at you. He's like, "What are you doing? You will call the guards on you."
Is this guy like messing with me or?
No, he is trying to get you out of trouble. He is like pulling you away, and he has like now that you're looking at him and you're a bit overwhelmed that like this guy just jumped out of nowhere to like aid you. You notice that he has short, like slick back hair, like dirty blonde hair, clean shaven. He has like multiple earrings in his ear, a few tattoos on his arms, and he has a blue vest on, like a bright blue vest, and he's actually wearing like it looks like his sleeves have been cut off, so and he's tan, very tan from like obviously being in the sun, so he might be a ship hand or works the docks of sorts. And he's looking at you and he's just like, "Come, wait, you trying to get in trouble? Of course you came through the gates. Who says they didn't come through the gates?" He's like, come follow me." He's like, and he looks and he turns around and he's like, "Get your whole group, come on." And he's like waving to the group. He's like, "Come on."
I guess we're following this new friend.
I'm gonna turn to the Leshy and Kalodi because I assume we're in the back, and I'm gonna say, "I think my tavern plan would have worked," and then I'm gonna carry on flying.
That's the Leshy agree. The Leshy agrees with you.
Cool. I'm in good company. Also, I just saw the Leshy under your neck, and it's kind of creepo looking.
Yeah.
Creepy is good. Creepy's good.
And as you start to follow this gentleman, he kind of takes you to like the side of a warehouse, and he kind of takes you around the corner, and he's like, "What are y'all doing out? What? Who says they didn't come through the gate or have a boat name?" He's like, you all have to obviously be new. You are all new, correct?
Yeah, this is my first time in the city.
Okay, I'm glad it's your first time in the city, and that would have also been your first time in the jail. So we could have gotten all of that out the way. Who?
Well,
Why are you all here? What is going? Hey, how did you get here without a boat or coming through the gates? Like, those are the two things. And who? Don't you know the city's on high alert?
For what?
No?
What happened?
All the murders.
we did come
Is
on
that-
a boat.
You did come on a boat. So what was the boat's name? Then you give it to the dockmaster. The dockmaster says, "What's the boat's name?" And you say, "My boat's name is the Cuttlefish, or the Angry Squid, or the Fighting Manatee." You should know the name of the boat that you were on, correct?
Well,
No, if you would
boat is
call that a boat? Yeah.
yeah. I think we could have, you know what? The boat's name was Plywood.
Plywood. Okay, plywood. Okay. So we're gonna I know. You all have to be like the worst thieves I've ever seen. Like sneaking into a city without going through the gates or even coming on a ship during a heightened state of awareness. You did not case this out at all, I am assuming. I apologize. My name is Cal, Cal. And you all are clearly confused. What is going on here?
Oh, we're not doing anything bad. We're just lost and we're trying to find our way around.
Okay, yeah,
We didn't know
sure.
there were any protocols, but it's wonderful to meet you. Finally
Uh-huh.
meeting someone who's kind enough. Rain is going to reach her hand out. I'm Rain. It's nice to say hello.
And he looks at your hand, and then he looks at you, and he gives you just the tips of his finger to
Oh,
shake your hand,
ew.
as not that he is upset by you, but he's you guys are all remember there were just a bat was hanging out in your antlers.
Yeah, probably dried blood on that thing.
Yeah, so you all look a bit a mess. And he's like, so, and he looks down and he says, "Rain, okay, Kale, and my cousin," and he looks at you next, and he was like, your name, cousin?"
I'm Nexon. We're just kind of, in search of a bathhouse and tavern.
Bathhouse. Okay, how about this? I can be your guide in the city, not a problem. Super easy. Clearly you all have to be broke, because I don't know how you came into the city just like this. But that's fine. I'll be your guide. I'll guide you around the city. Kale could be a guide. I got a family to feed. I got 5 kids at home, so it's not a problem. How about this? We'll figure out payment later. So I'll guide you around the city. Now there is a bathhouse. It does require payment to go in there, and I do have a friend on the inside that could get you in to get cleaned up. Would you want me to set this up? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, good. Yeah, perfect. See,
Yes.
you guys know what's going on. Clearly you are all quick with the words and the wit. So come
Let's
on.
not be insulting, okay? We just got off
The
on
plywood.
on the plywood. We just got
Yeah.
off the plywood and we're finding our way around, and it's a very big, overwhelming city, and there's not a lot of easy signage to see. I mean, obviously a lot of us, didn't even see this name of our boat, so it's really hard for us to see other signs. So knowing where to go is hard, and we're new in town. So
I
offer
I
a little
apologize.
patience.
I apologize. I do apologize, Kale. Like myself. It's just hard in the city. You got to make your way. And I'm just trying to make my way. Got my family. I gotta feed my kids. So come on. I'll bring you to the bathhouse. I get you cleaned up. Is there anything else you need? Because I do have a lot of friends in the city.
Why are you being so nice to us?
Well, hoping to make some quick cash, and y'all look just confused. Everyone here just look confused, and sometimes when you look confused, that's an opportunity, right? People who look confused, they're willing to aid you, and you can aid them, right? So I can aid you, and you can aid me, and symbiotic relationship here.
Can I like do some kind of like? Is he?
Are they
being
going to
honest
kill
with
me,
us, or is he trying to pull us? What?
Yeah, it's like are they going to kill me, Jack? Just
Yeah.
give me a quick check. Okay, so you can do a simple perception check, and that's perception kind of covers insight and stuff like that.
Okay.
And it'll also cover like, are they lying to you?
Two.
So you look around and you notice that you do notice one of the things that Kale has on them as you like give them the once over. You realize that around one of the tattoos seems to be of a specific flower, and the flower itself is kind of important, as it is part of the Bellflower network, and that was a bunch of freedom fighters that tried to set free the halflings and slaves of Cheliax. So you realize this person is probably a good person at one point in time. They fought for freedom and independence, so maybe they're down on their luck and they are not doing the best right now. He does have 5 kids to feed, so.
It seems our paths were meant to cross, so don't see how why we couldn't help you if you're helping us. I may not speak for the rest of my group though, so
If we
Nope.
can help each other, that's fine.
Yep.
Yeah.
I agree. Cal, I actually like your enterprising spirit. I feel like I could learn a lot from you. Back in the town where we came from, I also took advantage of people's confusion to help them to the Rusty Dragon Tavern. After the bathhouse, speaking of taverns, can we go get some food?
We definitely can. I know a great little place that I have a cousin working at, and they could probably get us some food on cheap.
Sounds good.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. So the bathhouse first, yes? So that way we don't draw more attention?
Yes, exactly. So let's go to the bathhouse and just follow me. Right?
Yes.
All here.
Yes, please.
Okay. Not a problem. I don't want to sound rude, but does anyone have money? Because
yeah.
because as
Please,
much as I love helping people, I also do like
Money.
money.
I have if you can ensure that I have a goddamn shower, then yes, money is not something you need to be worried about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we've just been we've had a very long day, so we don't usually look like this.
Not a problem. Not a problem. Okay, so I will set us up with the bathhouse. So follow me, and Kale just kind of starts to move, and he's like, "Follow me. Stay on me. Don't talk to strangers. Talking to strangers get you into trouble. Don't forget that." And he kind of like starts to walk at a high, brisk pace, and he's like, "Don't look at the guards. Don't make eye contact with the guards. Just look at me. or look forward. Don't make eye contact with the guards. And you could see he's kind of moving around, and he's taking you 4 or 5 blocks later. And then you come to this big it looks there's a lot of steam coming out of it. There are like pipes and steam coming out of it. And on the front is like on the door, there's just this big black cat like painted on. And he looks at you and he's like, okay, here's the bathhouse. I have a friend, a cousin really, who works here. I'm gonna go inside, see if she's here, and then we'll figure this out. Just wait right here. As Kale kind of goes inside, a few seconds later, you hear a voice kind of call out. And the voice says, Sandra? Nexon? And you turn around and there's Kaylee, the NPC you had met before in the mansion there that you sent them back to Sandpoint. They're now walking down the street looking at you. And they kind of step out from like this weird, like almost like a mystical door area. Like it's definitely a fancier door than you would have believed, and it seems to have appeared out of not thin air, but like it appeared out of a weird side of a building, and they kind of just step out. Kelly's like, "Hey, what's going on? What brings you to Magnamar?"
We thought a holiday after our adventure would be good. It's, as you can see, it's been a long journey.
Did you guys save the kids?
We did.
Yeah? So
yeah, we did.
You guys, handled all that, right? Like all that. Did you get you find any other good books, anything like that?
Sadly, no. There was a collapse. The building was very unstable, and it collapsed in on itself, and it must have broken something in the house because it also caught fire, and the building's gone, unfortunately.
The whole thing's crumbled.
She looks very disappointed at that statement, as like you kind of just said like the worst news possible. She's like, dang, I would have definitely liked to have explored there a little bit more, see what other hidden gems were in there. So did you guys get everything you needed to take care of?
At the house, yes. At the house, yes. But you, tell us about you. How was your adventure? Did you find your friend, Mac?
I actually went back to Sandpoint looking for them, and I didn't find them. So I decided to, just hop around as I do, and I actually came over to Magnamar to stop off into the lodge here, the Pathfinder Society Lodge. And yeah, it's weird bumping into everyone. And at that point the door opens and Kale steps out and is like, hey, and then he sees Cassie and Cassie sees Kale. They kind of have like this weird moment where they might know each other very quickly, and we'll take a break here. Kale suddenly have that realization that they know each other. Cassie is like, Kale? And Kale's like, oh, and then he like starts to turn away, and she's like, no, you come back here right now. You're not getting out of this one. And Kale's like, oh, Cassie, my old friend, how you doing? And she was like, how am I doing? What is going on here? What are you doing with everyone right now? Did he hurt you? And then she's talking to the group.
I'm fine. Rain's gonna double check and look for scars just in case she missed something.
Secretly stabbed in the back while you weren't looking. No, if anything, your acquaintance has been quite cordial.
Guiding us to the bathhouse so we can clean up.
Bathhouse. Oh, and then she kind of like looks sad at the fact that like this is happening, and she looks over and she was like, "Did you pay him any money?"
Not yet.
Not yet.
And then Kale looks at at the group and then looks at Cassie and is like, "Come on, Cassie, I got 5 kids to feed." And she's like, "You don't have any kids. You use that line all the time. I've met the people you hang out with. You do not have any kids." He doesn't have any kids. He's lying to you. He pulls that line on people who look lost, and he brings them around and upcharges them on everything. This is a scam. Makes a ton of money.
But
he's
it's
like, "What?"
for his 5 children, right?
She's like, "No, he doesn't have kids." And he's like, "Yeah, 5 kids."
What are their names?
No,
No, you don't have children.
He's looking around. He's like, "Stone, wall,
Pebble.
yeah." And he's like, he's like, "Well,
Kaz is gonna lean in and say, "My ship name doesn't look so bad now, does it?"
like."
At this point, Kaludi goes, "Whoa! So what you're trying to tell me is that this guy ain't got no kids? You lied to me?
Like, look,
I thought we were friends.
we are friends.
I thought we had something special. I thought you and I were gonna take over this city. What would your imaginary wife say about this?"
He
slaps him in the face.
It's like, ow.
Like, I don't know how I could have ever trusted you.
He's like, "Look, I want to apologize, right? Like, I'm sorry I got caught, and I was never gonna, like, look, there's a bathhouse here, and I might be upcharging everyone slightly, just a little bit. It's not a lot, but I do need to make a living, and it's hard in the city, for a person like myself. I just, it's just not the easiest at all times, and you guys would have gotten a fine bath, and it would have been fine, and I don't understand why, Cassie is so." And at this point, Cassie kind of like moves forward and kind of takes point of the group, and Cassie is like, "Look, Kale, just get out of here. Like, I'll take care of them. They will be okay." And he's like, "Fine, if you don't want my help, that's perfectly fine. You follow her." And he kind of like motions, "But you would have had a better time with me. I would have taken you to all the cool places and the best bars. I know all the best bars." So
Kaz is like, "Oh, I do feel like I feel like a vibe, like Kale, like I have no judgment for Kale. Trying to make a living, sending people to restaurants and bathhouses. Like, I have no judgment for him. I'm just gonna lean back and say, what was the name of one of those taverns?"
What was the name of what? A tavern. Well then.
One of those.
One of the taverns I would have taken you to. And he like looks over his shoulder and he's like, "I'm gonna tell you the best tavern you should go to. You give them my name and they'll treat you right."
Wait.
And Cassie's like,
let me guess. It's called the Hole in the Wall, right?
No, it's the Sparrowhawk, first off. And secondly, and Callie and Cassie looks at Kayla and is like, "The Sparrowhawk, they would have gotten fleeced. Get out of here, Cal." And Cal's like, What? You can't blame a guy for trying." And he like puts his hands up and he like starts to like walk, around the bathhouse and kind of fade, like leaves, and then Cassie looks at the group and is like, "So what?"
I would like
Is
to pick his
everyone-
pockets when he turns around.
Oh, okay, you can make a thievery check.
He just paid like a gold piece for us. Like this guy is already in the red
21.
Yes.
on this.
Look, I set up traps, okay? Thievery and stuff is not beneath me, and this guy is gonna pay for my bath.
So he, as you go to thieverize him, you realize that he has a false pocket, and you're able to pull out a few gold pieces.
Nice. Can I replace something in his pocket?
No.
Oh, okay. Never mind then. I don't have explosives, okay? This isn't Fallout. I'm good.
Oh, I apologize. I was like, oh, he's about to explode Collodi, this random NPC.
I put Collodi's finger in there and just like, ah.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't going to do that. Actually, I was going to take, how many pieces? You said 4 silver, right?
Yeah, 4 silver pieces.
Yeah. I'm gonna take 4 out, and I'm gonna put 2 back in. Like, just
okay.
Yeah, just to kind
Fair
of
enough.
Yeah. However, I'm gonna cover the 2 in grease.
Oh, that's rude.
Yeah. Haha, that's right. Don't mess with us again. Grease your coins. That's what.
So as he kind of fades, and
I don't know why I'm like this.
2 silver pieces less. Kale kind of leaves the group. At this point, Cassie kind of looks at everyone's like, "So, what is everyone doing here? Like, this is like what are you doing in town? Like this, like you shouldn't be here."
We're just following up a few things, and always wanted to come to the city as well.
And if I'm not mistaken, there was also a small matter regarding because if I remember correctly, and this could be my memory shot, didn't we take a sketch or a rubbing of the stained glass windows from the house because she was there to like look for how the ritual and stuff works? So we made that to give to her or the Pathfinders.
Yes.
So I will take this out, but I'll look to the others before I give it because obviously, we hadn't decided whether or not we were going to give it to her yet. But I think we might have something. I'm going to give it to Cassandra. Yeah, responsibility. Yours now. Here, take that. Because I don't want to touch her.
Okay, can I do an insight, like, on general, like, is she a good person? I mean, I guess she seemed nice. Like, I don't know. I'm gonna give her can I give her one of, like, not the full story, so I'll give her the start of the story.
Yeah.
So I'll keep the part, like, this is how you become a lich, and I'm gonna put that away. And I give it to her at a later date.
Oh, like you're trying to get rid of like the negative thing, and like, oh, this is kind of like the abridged version.
Yeah, so maybe doesn't say like this is how you become a lich and this is the recipe for it. So it's like, so I can check if she's trustworthy and then give it to her.
But... Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll give her like the ingredients, but then not the how to make it. And then when we know her better, I'll be like, okay, you can.
Oh, like this is the rest of it because I didn't trust you. Yeah, not a problem. Yeah, you could give her like the abridged version of it.
Yeah, I'll say, we actually were looking for you. Well, we weren't looking for you here, but we were going to look for you. We did get some information before the house crumbled, and it's totally gone. Here, and I'm gonna hand it over to her, and I'm gonna turn to Nexon and say, Nexon, we'll explain everything, and I'll also pass the buck.
You guys are
Hot potato, hot potato.
Yeah, that's what's happening.
Right. Well, you know, the fellow we were after in Foxglove, where we ran into you, he has a manor here that we were coming to check out and just kind of make sure that everything was all hunky-dory, and that there weren't any weirdness there, just so we could kind of wrap it up and then head back on over to help clear off our friend's name.
Mm-hmm. Tying up loose ends.
Exactly.
Okay, I appreciate this, and I appreciate you giving it to me. I'm glad we actually got to meet. So you don't have a guide or anything like that? That's why you were hanging out with Kale?
Exactly. So if you have any suggestions, or if you don't mind showing us around.
Oh.
I mean, I know the lodge is here, so maybe there's somebody there we can speak with.
Yeah, actually, you know what? I'd be more than happy to show you around. I love, as a Pathfinder, it's my job to meet and explore and to do all that stuff. And we had fun before, and by fun I mean we stopped a random arbor ghost monster man. But that was fun. I thought it was pretty fun. So yeah, I'm all about it. So what are you guys looking for?
Bath.
Well, first of all, we kind of wanted to clean up to, give a good impression and all, and had talked about a tavern just to eat, and then
okay.
You wouldn't happen to know where Alden Foxglove had a townhouse in town?
No, I wouldn't know offhand, but I could take care of the bath for you. As a upstanding member of the society, we are given special privileges, so we can go to one of the bathhouses and completely free. So that could be fine. And then you were looking, maybe someone around there might know, or a tavern. We could definitely look into that. I'm okay with that if everyone's okay with that.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that sounds wonderful, and free is very nice.
Free is very nice. I appreciate that sentiment. So I guess, yeah, like I'll just follow me and we'll head out. It shouldn't take us too long to get to where we're going, right? Now, I'm sorry.
I was gonna say I don't know. You tell me. You're taking us there.
Yeah, it shouldn't take us too long. Not too far. We'll have to. Let me see. And then she starts to think about which way she should travel, and at that moment, she kind of starts to turn away from the street, and Kale comes running down the street, yelling, and he was like, "Run! Run!" And he runs past the group, and maybe you now stop to listen, and it's suddenly you start to hear screaming and yelling, and Kale's the first person past everyone, and now all of a sudden rushing down the street, following behind him is a stampede of beast. And
what?
Yeah, a whole mess of them. And turning the corner, it at first they're like these tiny how can I say this? Tiny little they're small little creatures, and they're chittering and biting at each other, and a large stomping beast kind of now comes across, and they are following this beastie, and you now see this massive, it's something you've never seen before. It's actually kind of unnerving, and it's flanked by 3 of these smaller little creatures. And as Kale runs past, screaming "Run!" he dives into a bush and seems to be hiding in the bush. And Cassie turns to see what's coming, and she's like, "Oh no!" And everyone roll initiative.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Also,
Oh dear.
I feel like hiding in a bush when there's a stampede is a recipe for disaster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is exciting music.
Yeah.
Well, I looked up chase music. I don't know if I feel like I'm being chased or if, like, you know, what's his name? Skrillex is, like, on a bike, like, you know, in the middle of my street selling ice cream.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
You know, but that, yeah, actually, you know what? Let me try something. Hold on. This might be good. All right.
These creatures, Triceratops, Velociraptors.
Yes,
Oh,
that's
gosh.
exactly what they are.
Oh gosh.
Come on. If you're gonna, it's a stampede of wild animals that were being transported on the ship. And what kind of more exotic monsters would it be than dinosaurs?
Guys, it makes sense. Life finds a way.
Like, it checks out.
Finds a way. Small note, I used to think there were lyrics to the Jurassic Park song.
There aren't?
Mudcat lied to me, and then I started singing it to friends when we went to go watch the movie. I believed it for a whole year.
Oh.
I'm a dinosaur. It's bad. It's bad. It's not even creative. I just thought John Williams was having fun, and that's why I believed it.
I'm a dinosaur.
It's not good.
I love that. I'm all about that song.
Thank
You have me, Becca. You got
Thank
me.
you. I'm glad you appreciate it.
I feel like you need to sweep that Jurassic Park Twitter account. This is the lyrics.
Yeah.
They would love it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, this is like, that's like the cutest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah. I'm totally going to teach my little one when we go to like the museum and see dinosaurs. I'll be like, oh, I'm a dinosaur.
And I have sharp teeth. Yes.
Oh, there's a whole lyrics. Oh, you got to write them out to me.
No, Mudcat wrote lyrics for the entire song. So,
Oh,
I mean, he was committed. He lied to me. I believe this was a full
Oh yeah,
song.
and I think that's what tickles
Gotta
me
commit to
most
it, yeah.
is just how much commitment's gone into it to re-lyric an entire song, especially a John
Yes.
Williams song, because that's not easy, you know.
No.
Tell him to do Superman next. I'll pay for that.
We'll see if he's taking requests at
Yeah,
this
take
point.
requests.
Yeah. Okay. So, turning the corner, you do see a flock. I'm not sure if that's the correct term, of velociraptors, and in the center of them is a triceratops. And I'm going to just assume everyone knows what a raptor and a triceratops looks like at this point. And
Okay, and look, my skills in Hero Forge are pretty good, but not that good. I can't make a Triceratops.
yeah, I apologize. We do try to use Hero Forge for all of our encounters and stuff. Hero Forge has yet to catch up with adding in dinosaurs of these sizes. And the one thing I do appreciate is the velociraptors are small and the triceratops is huge. So it's fairly big.
We have a decent size. Yeah, this is a big open space.
Yeah, it's a lot of room. You guys are good.
There you go.
Nexon, what would you like to do against the dinosaurs?
I'm gonna turn around and just very kind of untie something and just say, well, how about you hold your horses? And I will cast Daze, and it succeeded. So
Nexon,
that's-
it is not a horse, it is a dinosaur.
Yep, right. And I'm gonna go hide behind these barrels.
Perfect. I'm not even mad at you.
It's my turn.
I would do the same thing. Wonderful. Thank you, Nexon. Up next is Rain.
I'm not quite ready for this, but you forced me to play my hand. Seeing that these are dinosaurs in front of me, I am going to cast dinosaur form.
What?
Yes.
Seeing the wildness of the velociraptors brings out that same reptilian, well, bird-like, I guess they're more bird-like than reptilian, sense within me, and I am going to transform into a Tyrannosaurus Rex. I don't know how to make a dinosaur T-Rex sound.
There is a token for that, and that's happening
good.
now.
Yes, perfect. I am a T-Rex.
So that is now T-Rex Rain.
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Hello.
Sorry, I'm a little taken aback. I was not ready for T-Rex Rain.
How could I don't even know if this encounter requires this high. I only get to cast on so many times, but I'm going to do this.
It totally does.
There are
And
dinosaurs on the field. If I am not a dinosaur on the field at this time, what am I doing?
yeah, really. So I'm going to move you down here to give you a little space because you are not just normal size Rain.
Right.
You are gargantuan Rain.
You know, a little bigger than normal.
Just FYI, that would be gargantuan.
Cool.
I'm assuming that takes all 3 of your actions.
Yes, that sounds correct.
Oh, can you do me a favor, Becca?
2 actions, actually. It only takes 2. Yeah, what's up?
Can you just open your mouth for me real quick? Yeah! I found T-Rex sound effects.
Thank you for that. That was beautiful. I am the mighty T-Rex. With tiny arms. Okay, so technically I have one movement left. I'm gonna take as my action my movement to put myself in between the stampeding group and my family group.
Yes.
And I'm going to roar. Michael, are you ready for this again?
Yep.
I'm gonna roar, trying to scare them away. Here we go.
Who's here now? I wasn't ready for all of this.
I'm trying to protect them by looking like big scary thing.
Yes. Okay, so you are a Tyrannosaurus.
Yes.
The mightiest of all the dinosaurs. Cool.
Correct.
I have your thing. So whenever you tell me to bite or kick, I'll just roll your bite or kick for you.
Perfect. I love those.
Because that's what it can do. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty freaking epic. There's now a dinosaur on the field. More dinosaurs. Cassandra, what would you like to do?
Cassandra had divine, like I was gonna divine lance, and then so I'm going to divine lance a small one. I'm gonna try and divine lance a small one, and then I think, okay, let me cast this and then attack the small one. Is that the one nearest me?
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no!
Yeah. That I was like, I'm gonna shoot a divine lance, and then and then the roar, and I was like, whoops. So that happened.
And that is a crit fumble.
Number 2.
Numero dos. Let's see. Reflection. The spell, as it flies towards the dinosauric targets, manages to hit a small and reflective surface on the floor. Maybe a plate, maybe a mirror, something discarded by the people of Magnamar, and it rebounds, reflecting the beam of light directly back at you, dealing damage to you instead of the target.
Okay. So, can I roll damage on myself?
Yes, you can.
Yes, I can. As I get wounded, I'm gonna shout to everyone. Are there people in the street?
Yeah, people are running. Like,
Okay.
this is a stampede of wild animals. So, yes.
Okay. I'm gonna shout, head to your nearest tavern for safety. And then I'm gonna go limp over to Nixon.
Best plan ever.
And that's my turn.
Awesome. Triceratops go. And we are now doing this. So, it's Triceratops versus T-Rex. So, it's gonna hit you with its horn.
Dinosaur battle.
Did that hit? I don't know.
Miss.
It missed. Oh, come on. I'm a giant dinosaur. Yeah, dinosaur battle. And then it's gonna try to tail whip you. Right? That's the thing dinosaurs do.
Yes.
Or Pokemon. That will hit.
I don't see that coming.
And it deals a bit of damage, and that's
Ooh.
the Triceratops turn. I was like, oh, I'm gonna be scary with a Triceratops. T-Rex. Fool.
Dang.
Cassie pulls out her short bow, and she's going to fire on one of the smaller little raptor monsters that are flanking it. And it's a Cassie critically hit.
Hell yeah. All right, pick a number.
3.
All right. Uno, dos, tres. With your piercing weapon, you manage to pierce it in the elbow, causing it to drop an item. That's garbage. Vulnerable spot. The target is flat-footed until healed as the arrow flies and connects with the side of one of the flanks. For those of you who know your animal biology, the side of the flank is actually close to a number of very vulnerable spots, making it very difficult to move when a creature is struck on their flank as opposed to their front or back.
Nice. Yeah, so let's damage it out. Let's go. Wow, all that damage. Marvolo Collodi combination. What would you two like to do?
Okay. Well, Collodi basically takes a moment to go, so where was that in the haunted house? Could she do that the whole time? Why were we running for our lives when we had literally a T-Rex traveling around with us?
Just gonna turn around. I don't know if I can actually speak, but in this case, I'm flavoring it that I am not speaking English to you.
As you do so, like, this big jaw opens up, and all this spit just sort of... and Collodi's just dripping with, like, saliva, and just... Okay, never mind. I won't ask. Alright, so, Malvolo, looking at the raptors and the like, will... I'm gonna try... I'm gonna try and corral them. So here's my plan. A stampede is a kind of a charge that sort of makes its way through, hits objects, yada yada yada.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm gonna try and do is I'm gonna try and I guess frighten the raptors and on either side, kind of back to stop the stampede's forward motion. And once they're on their back, try and kind of just put them like in a docile or a retreat pattern. So Malvolo is going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 to here. He's going to instruct Collodi to do the same onto the other side. So we're kind of flanking on either side of the T-Rex. And both me and Collodi are going to try intimidation checks to sort of, get them to back off.
Oh, yeah. So it's against their will. So their will is not too strong. So give it a try.
Okay, so I'm going to have Collodi go first with a 17.
Okay.
And Malvolo will go with a 14.
Marvolo is way scarier than Collodi.
Other way around. Collodi's way scarier
Oh.
than Malvolo. Yeah.
There we go. So you do give them the frightened condition, as they had all failed their check. So they are going to kind of start to back up away from you.
Okay.
On their turns.
Yep. Sweet. So that is 1 action to activate Collodi, 1 to move, 1 to intimidate, and Collodi's 2 actions are to move and use intimidate. So I'm done.
Oh, sweet. My go. My raptors. So they are scared, right? Like, so they don't like Collodi too much. So they're gonna. So this guy is going to move because they do have a lot of. They have 40 feet of movement. 5, 10.
In all fairness, no one likes Collodi much. I'm just kidding. That felt easy to say.
So that guy's gonna move up there, and then it's gonna roar.
Well, you know what? All things considered, me and the puppet are more scary than the T-Rex because they're. I don't see a frightened Triceratops, do I?
Okay, not yet. You just wait. It's probably because you're covered in my slobber. Okay.
A little bit.
It just I've got like T-Rex scent on me. Just
Goopy.
Wait, why are they all coming towards Malvolo? Please don't.
You scared them away. They're running away.
Putting them over there.
Yeah. Malvolo runs away with the raptors. He is now one of them.
Marvolo has become one with them. Yeah. Nexon, it's your go. So the raptors kind of like start to run, and they've retreated to like this stone that's kind of jutting out the ground. They've kind of like started to climb on top of it, and they're like huddling together. There's a giant T-Rex in front of you fighting a Triceratops, which I thought I'd never get to say in my career as a DM, but I'm happy. And you do notice that slightly on the side of the T-Rex, there are small little antlers.
Tiny itty bitty ones, baby antlers.
Baby antlers.
They're long. They're slightly still longer than her arms themselves.
Yes.
I have itty bitty arms.
But master, I have such a big head and little arms.
I'm just not sure how well this plan was thought through.
Seeing T-Rex Rain, Nexon's gonna just kind of sneak behind.
Mm-hmm.
Over to like here.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's gonna shuffle her feet to build up that static charge and point out a finger towards the velociraptors. Just be like, just stop. And I will cast electric arc. Haha.
Nice.
So that's
Oof.
and then it will arc over to the one next to it. Maybe.
Oh, critically failure.
Oh,
Nice. Oof.
All right, and pick a card.
3.
1, 2, 3. Psychic Overflow. In addition to the damage that your spell has done, as you cast it, this wave of electricity seems to be infused with pure, raw magical energy that comes from deep within Nexus, and takes 1d8 points of mental damage in addition to the damage you have dealt.
Just roll a d8. Let's see what happens. 2. And we will now make another dinosaur go extinct, as it didn't make it. With that the raptor flops down onto the rock, lifeless.
How big are these raptors? Are these like... Okay.
Oh, they're small.
Like small in size? Like small?
Yeah, their size is small.
So I could technically put one in Collodi.
Yes, if you can wrangle a raptor and put it inside Collodi's chest, yes.
Wrangle a raptor. It is now a pet. We're just accumulating a lot of small things in our party.
We are. Also, I don't know if you noticed, I did actually add the Leshy to Rain's bar if you want to have a look. Tiny little
It's
creepy.
terrifying.
It is terrifying. It scares the crap out of me. I gave it a human hand.
Yeah, no one likes that.
No one like that.
Rain, Dinosaur Rain, what would you like to do?
We're going in for a bite at the Triceratops.
Okay.
I don't know why I sound like a vampire.
Triceratops attack. Oh. You still got 2 more of those if you want to use them.
Can I melee by like trying to step on it with one of my giant feet?
Yes.
I'm gonna crush it.
Actually, that's an option. That's a critical hit.
Yes!
Hell yeah.
Big feet stomping down on the back
Dang.
where it doesn't have spikes, not on its head. That would be bad for my feet.
Jeez.
That was a ton of damage. So Rain kicks out with her foot and basically stomps the creature in the face.
All right. Pick a number.
5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. This is a bludgeoning attack.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you what it is, but then I'm gonna move on to the next one. Roundhouse kick.
Roadhouse.
No. I want to Chuck Norris this. My T-Rex is a Chuck Norris, and we are 100% using that tail as part of our spinning around part.
Yes.
So I can roundhouse kick
All right.
this Triceratops in the face.
Critical effect. Make 1 additional attack against a foe adjacent to the original target, using the same attack modifiers as the original one as well.
Yes, we're kicking
That
it.
is
It's gonna throw it
amazing.
right into that little Velociraptor right next
Yep.
to him.
So I'm
Proximity damage.
I'm a swing. This is what I lovingly call mayhem damage. It's another critical hit by Rain.
Yes.
Yes.
Woo-hoo! Chuck Norris as a T-Rex is here.
So, tell me how this happened, Rain. Like, paint me a picture of how Rain just T-Rex roundhouse kicked.
Going in for that bite first and missing. I apologize. There's small barking velociraptors in my house. Very upset that I nailed this. Thank you. Going in for that bite, I'm making it work for me, and I'm swinging that head forward and allowing that momentum to kind of twist me around, and my tail goes over, and you just see this giant claw of a foot come around and just smack the side of this this Triceratops, and it does like the open like tongue thing when it gets hit, and it rams itself straight into the Velociraptor next door.
Nice.
And then with my tiny arms, I kind of hold up like a small fighting stance.
Sadly, though, the power of that kick, throwing the Triceratops into the raptor flies off and lands into a bush full of rubble, and you don't think it's moving anymore. Yeah, another dinosaur did not make it. Cassandra, what would you like to do?
I'm going to just look in awe at Rain, and then I'm going to try and Divine Lance again on the Triceratops. But I'm doing it almost half. Okay, this makes the dice rolls are working for me story-wise. I'm half-heartedly. I'm like, okay, I'll shoot the Triceratops, but she's like, and I'm like, pew, in the back. And then I think I've decided I'm going to do crowd control, and I'm going to turn around and look at the people, and then I'm going to look at Cal, and I'm going to say, where must they go? Sparrow, quick to the Sparrow Hawk. And that's not what I'm going to do.
Didn't they say that people got robbed at the Sparrowhawk?
Maybe.
That you get ticks there, right?
It's not terrible.
Or fleas. It's fleas.
Yeah, you get
fleas.
fleeced.
So that means you get charged extra.
Yes.
Oh, fleas.
Or
I
you know,
thought
they
said
give
fleas,
you a
like
nice like warm
Yeah.
hoodie.
Yeah, they give you like a warm fleece.
I don't want fleas. Itchy nonstop. I need some Dawn dish soap to get all the fleas off when I take my shower.
Oh,
Sorry, I'm an idiot.
But it makes sense that Rain would worry about fleas though, because she has fur. So.
Yes.
It makes sense to me. I'm not mad.
That's what I understood it as.
So Cassandra, you're just trying to like lead people away, correct?
Yeah, I'm helping the townspeople from this collateral damage of giant dinosaurs.
Dino battle.
Because my little sparklers are not like doing anything.
Yeah. Sure. So people are now like kind of following you and following your direction. A few people are like trying to run into buildings, and they're just kind of following along with your direction and like which way you want them to go. My Triceratops goes, and as per the dinosaur battle that we've all seen, it's gonna try and hit you with its horns, Rain.
It will try.
It will miss.
Oh, sorry, I should laugh like a dinosaur. That sound.
Rah, rah,
I
rah,
got
rah.
stumped.
That
was pretty good.
That was really good. And then it's going to try and hit you with its tail.
Oh, hit me
Nothing.
once. That's on me. No, wait, that's on you. Or does it hit me twice? I don't know. Never mind.
And now Cassie's gonna go. Cassie, seeing what Cassandra's doing, Cassie is actually gonna like back up to get next to Cassandra and to like give you cover as she takes aim with her short bow and she's gonna fire at the Triceratops. She misses her first, and then her second shot. Both of those miss, sadly. Not the best shots there. But so Cassie like is like, I got you. I got you. Don't worry, I'll give you cover, Cassandra.
Thanks, Cassie.
And now we have the dynamic duo of Colodi and Marvolo. And someone had casted Little Wizard Magic.
All right, sorry.
Silent.
So I trust that we are killing these things. Originally, I was gonna kind of think about like, hey, maybe they belong to someone. But if we're killing them, then so be it. All right, I'm gonna instruct.
I could have just knocked it out. It's not moving. Was the description. So if you want to go on,
You
a
roundhouse
rampage,
kicked a small creature.
Chuck Norris knocks a lot of people out with that, but he doesn't always kill them.
That's true.
You know,
That's
Chuck,
canon.
You know
Chuck
when
Norris
Chuck
canon there for you.
You know when Chuck Norris does push-ups, he never actually lifts himself up. He pushes the earth down.
It's very true.
Oh man, I remember when those were a thing. All right,
Yes.
Colodi's gonna step forward, and once again, thanks to, of course, I think it was Bloody Z that gave me this, so I'm very happy about it. I whip out my electric chainsaw arm, and I'm going to start carving out some of the good meat from the Triceratops. Here we go. 27, that'll hit. And bam, 26 damage. But because I had to move, I can't do anything else. Malvolo will. Okay. Here, chicken. I'm going to catch you. And I'm going to use the net from my inventory.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to, throw a net on the Velociraptor and try to catch it.
Trying to catch it. Sure. We could try and do this.
I wish I got... ironically, I would have done better had I set this up as a trap, as opposed to having to now attack this thing. So do I need to make a melee attack?
It's a ranged attack because you're throwing the net.
And I am not trained in this at all.
No.
Okay, so that's a negative. How much? -4?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there we go. Apply that. Just throw my dagger and then see how it goes. Yeah. That's how we do. Bam! 25.
Did you hit it? How? How, Sway?
Because it's a trap. And all I do is activate my trap cards.
Clearly. You did throw a net, and it's gone over the creature. When you use the net to grapple a creature, it's now grappled by the net. So you have that.
Okay.
And you dump its speed. That's what happens because it's all.
All right. Now, I'd like to with my third. Oh, no, actually, I can't do that with my third action. But I'd like to point out something, that the type of net that I have is actually a metal net.
Oh, nice.
So it's a little heavier than a regular string rope one. With my second action, what I'd like to do, given that now I have this thing in somewhat of a grapple, is I would like to. Let's see. Oh, is that what's next to me? What's that big rock thing? Is that like just a boulder or?
Yeah, it's like just like rubble that's sticking out the ground.
Okay, cool. In which case, I'm not going to bother with that. I am, however, going to. I'm going to try and look for something to perhaps tether this thing to. If I can do that in the rubble, then that's what I'd like to do. Is like tether the net in the rubble.
Yeah. So you're gonna pull out like a pitten and like trying to like hammer it into.
Oh, just like a rope. Just like a rope. Like feed the rope through the net mesh and then tie the rope to some of the debris. Got
it. Sure, not a problem. So you decide to tie the rope, right?
Yep.
All right, cool. My raptor is ensnared, so it's gonna be upset. And it's the top of the round. So Nexon, what would you like to do?
Right. Sure, we're gonna try this again. I'm gonna look up at Rain and just at the T-Rex. Like, fate's on our side, so I will cast Nudge Fate.
I'm gonna give her a very toothy smile.
I'm gonna shuffle my feet again and let the electricity arc out towards the big Triceratops.
Nice.
Let's see if that.
It failed.
Take some damage.
Oh, nice.
And then I think the final Velociraptor is close enough that it can arc over to it.
And it is covered in electric metal. So.
Ooh, yeah. So, let's see.
Yeah, it eats it.
Take that.
Peace out, Raptor.
And I'm just gonna kind of keep hiding a little bit.
Yep.
Not really with an action, but I'm just gonna stay there and hide.
Not a problem. T-Rex Rain, what would you like to do?
I'm determined to try to bite this thing, so we're gonna try that one more time.
Big bite. Nat 20.
Nice.
Oh, going for the jugular. Yes, nat 20 time. Thank you.
Dang, this might kill it because you're a big beastie. Wow, those are numbered. 57 points of damage. As Rain reaches out and bites into this creature and starts to just thrash her head. Blood splatters everything. What would you like to do with that? As you have the creature grabbed in your jaw.
It does have a sliver of health left, right?
Yes, a little bit of help.
Okay. I'm gonna turn this this T-Rex. We're gonna change the mentality. I'm no longer this fierce T-Rex. Think of me as like a Labrador who has just fetched a duck for its master.
Okay.
And I'm gonna gently hold it in my mouth now, and I'm gonna sit down on my hind legs and just wait with this T-Rex with this Triceratops in my mouth, just restraining it with my jaws.
Okay. Sure, that's a thing. That's an option. We all could.
With my tiny arms, waiting happy.
Just
Little
tiny-
tail wagging, destroying
Yes.
everything.
I did a good job.
Nexon jumping out of the way of the tail.
Going from Chuck Norris to happy fetching dog.
Happy puppy dog. Cassandra, what would you like to do?
Okay, so I can only see it from the back.
Mhm.
I see a bit sticking out from the sides.
Yes.
I'm going to, since nothing else has been working, I'm gonna try and Rod of Wonder the Triceratops,
Yes. Do it.
because I don't know what Raiden's doing. Yes, I'd like to roll 2, please. 2 of those. There we go. Did that come through? 66. Did it show on the thing?
66.
And also, thank you to McKinley for the donation of said magic rod as well.
Hey! Finally! It's a fireball! I
Fireball!
Fireball! Isn't that excessive?
No,
So-
I'm upset. I'm also a valuable member of this party.
5, 10, 15, 20. Okay. So Collodi, Tyrannosaurus, Triceratops, and hold on, because it's
So
on
it doesn't
here.
affect everybody.
It's a fireball.
It's a fireball.
Is it not like just at one person?
No, that's
No.
no. That's firebolt.
Yeah.
Fireball, however, let me put it this way: it was best said in one of the memes that you'll see on the D&D sites, and that is when a person shoots an arrow, it is to X person. When you write from a fireball, it is to whom it may concern.
Yeah.
And I was like the person who before this fight I was like, we shouldn't use fire in the town.
No.
Yep. And
Yep.
here you are.
As I
Not
see
just
that
the bad
as-
guys, all of us.
As I see that, I'm like, we should get water.
Hold on.
Like, this is
I'm gonna
a
get
wee
the townspeople
problem
to
when you
to the
started this.
townspeople. To the townspeople.
Oh, now
can
we
do
gotta
that
fix
like-
Cassandra's problems.
Or crazy thought, says Collodi. We cheese it.
So, Cassandra
Sorry, guys.
pulls out the rod, and she just says her magic spell that activates the rod, and she raises it into the air, and a massive kaboom on the Triceratops happens. As fire just erupts in a massive ball. Rain as T-Rex, Triceratops, Collodi, Marvolo, and Velociraptor, because you are all within 20 feet of the target, need to make a reflex save. I will do the T-Rex because you get the T-Rex reflex.
Am I included in that?
You are not, because you are gently right behind her, which literally puts you at 25 feet.
Sorry, everybody. As Carla had no idea.
Does the
Keeping
does
us
the
on
rubble
our
offer any
toes.
cover from it?
Yes, the rubble for you, Marvolo, you will get cover, which will give your save. 1 second. Let me just double check what cover it gives you.
Well, if it's an explosion from a center point, which fireball is, normally hard cover will ignore it, and soft cover I think gives me a +4.
You will have a +4.
Yay!
Oh, nice.
There we go.
Let me
My kingdom for
So-
evasion.
so
Is your
you cast.
kingdom like a small sandcastle you built?
Inside Kalodi. Actually, I
Yeah.
am. By the way, I am 100% getting some bees to put in Kalodi to make mead. 100.
That would
Nice.
be fantastic.
That is. If it's any consolation, that's what I'm saving my nat 20 for. It's like a survival check to find and harvest bees.
Just bees.
Just bees. Just regular old
Bees need
honeybees.
actually a safe place. That's actually really kind and important to do.
It means I won't
Until
have.
he explodes them.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, I mean, I imagine the explosion's outward rather than inward. But it also means that it'd be really funny if I forget about them when I ask if people want to ride inside Kalodi. Oh my god, why are there bees in here? Oh yeah, that's right.
Okay. So the fireball erupts, and the raptor and the triceratops do fail. Everyone else does pass, and except Clody. Actually, Clody failed by 2.
Hey?
That sandcastle.
Oh no.
And Clody takes 14 points of damage. Everyone else takes half.
Kalodi's like, why?
Kaz is going to turn to the townspeople immediately and be like, "We should get water!" And like very quickly, ignore the fireball, get the water.
they all come from the pub with alcohol and they start throwing it on the fire because that's where you sent them last.
They didn't make it to the pub, I don't think.
Dang.
Oh gosh! And this is how we solved the problem of the end of this book. We just burned Magnamar to the ground.
Yep. And with the explosion, the Triceratops goes down. It collapses in a heap, smoldering, and sadly, so does the Velociraptor.
Oh, I was gonna name him Twiggy.
Twiggy did not make it, sadly.
Oh.
And as that happens, they collapse under the pressure. And at this point, you can now hear what sounds like guards in heavy plate mail. Or like, you could just hear doom, 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 doom. And, you know, they're shouting things and they're screaming, "Get that one over there, get it in the cage." And Cassie looks at Cassandra and is like, we should probably go.
We should go.
We should go. And then Cassie turns to Rain and cups her hands, and she's like, "Follow us."
Dinosaur steps following. Not sure. I don't think I want to change back yet. I'm really enjoying this.
Can Nexon run up and just grab a handful of feathers off of the velociraptors before running after?
Yes, you may.
Next, you'll see Malvolo's taking a net filled with a velociraptor in it with him, just dragging it behind him. Not because he wants the velociraptor, because he wants his net back, but he doesn't have time to untangle everything. So he's just, these are expensive. I'll just take this with me. And Kalodi, using his chainsaw, is going to cut off one of the very large horns of the. Hey. Look, this is a boss battle, meaning we get treasure, and that is going to be the treasure, I assume. Actually, I'll take its head. I'll take its head.
Do I still have the Triceratops in my mouth?
Oh, yeah.
I'm assuming with the explosion, you might have like dropped it, because you were shocked, right? Like suddenly this massive like explosion appears in front of you.
Where did this come from?
Well, do you
No one knows, guys.
No one.
Because here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking giant tower shield with Triceratops horn.
That would be pretty dope.
That'd be pretty dope.
That would be pretty dope.
Cool.
Yeah, so I'm gonna take
I
a
can
head.
carry its head in
Yes.
my mouth if you'd
Oh,
like.
yes, please. I am not strong.
Just imagine, like a bad Pez container is the T-Rex, and then the little Triceratops mouth on the inside.
Can you see? I
I
mean,
mean, her eyes would be
eyes?
more like
yeah,
here.
like your eyes would be there, or like.
I gotta look like this when I'm talking to you.
Yeah. Okay. Can I
so
ride
maybe
you?
like.
Yes, but you don't get to put like a harness on or anything like that. You just have to hold on.
As opposed to the harness, because I walk around with a T-Rex harness.
I don't know what
Malvolo's already building one. Damn. Okay, so yeah, Malvolo and Kalodi will get on. I'll offer Nexon a hand up as well if Nexon wants to join.
Everybody can hop on
Nexon
board.
will just run along.
Okay.
Kaz is going to try it one more time, and then as soon as Cassie says we should go, Kaz says yes to the tavern, and just everyone. No.
Why are you promoting someone else's tavern?
Yes.
I'm here to promote business, guys. Small businesses need money too.
That's right.
This is true.
As
Especially if the town burns down.
as the T-Rex takes off with a dinosaur head in its head, you could see above the buildings, right? Like Rain, you kind of peek up above the buildings, so it's like it's full Jurassic Park in here, and you guys are running, and Cassie is just like huffing it, like she's just running, and shaking her head. She's like, it's whatever. She's dealt, with adventures before. She understands what it is. And you could hear the commotion in the background, and you hear guards screaming, and arrows start to now whiz past Rain's character as they think you are part of the stampede. And with that, we will end today's session. I appreciate.
Hold on. We're forgetting one thing, which we have to wrap up, and that is the rest of the donation thing for
yes,
Callie.
Oh, the skeleton key. Yes. There is, so Callie, as Callie is running. I apologize for that, Callie. Cassie.
No. Sorry. Cassie is the donation from Callie, who has donated to give. Yeah, it's very confusing, but there we go. We got it.
It's it's a whole mess of things.
Yeah.
As she is running, she reaches out with the key that she has, and there is actually like some gates in front of her, and she's actually able to cast knock and open the gates that would have been locked to keep the stampede in. And you guys are able to stampede past the gates and a bunch of like generic guards. These aren't like your like stop stampede guards. These are like your tin hat, pots and pan guards who are like, I don't get paid enough for this. Like, I don't get paid enough to stop T-Rex. And she looks over at Cassandra, and she kind of just like a baton hands you the key. Because you're the closest one to her. Because I'm assuming you two would like start running.
Yeah.
And that is where we will end today's session. I want to say thank you very much to everyone watching. That was crazy. That got a little wonky at the end. Obviously, I love these boss battles. They always bring out the most fun. And they always bring out the craziness in people, such as dinosaur form. And I would have never gotten to use dinosaurs. I'm really happy I got to use dinosaurs. And obviously, I want to thank our sponsors, as always, Hero Forge, for the amazing miniatures you could see on our screen below us. The really cool thing is our lovely friend Michael from Dead Horsey Gamer had all of our miniatures made and sent over to us, and they in color, and they were really dope. They are so cool. So because Hero Forge now does them in color, and I wouldn't have spent the money, but Michael spoils us. So that's the difference. And of course, to Sirenscape for the amazing sounds, and apparently having a T-Rex sound option. So think about that in your next campaign. You too can have T-Rex. That is awesome. And
if anyone's looking for it, it's under the Temple of HRAM. That is where you will find. That is where you will find your T-Rex sound effect. I had to look.
Awesome. And of course, to Paizo for creating such an amazing campaign and allowing us to play the really cool campaign. And this is an old one, but it's a great one. It's one of the best campaigns I've ever run. With all of that, I'm going to toss it over to my amazing players, where you can see them when they're not here being tormented by dinosaurs. This week we were dinosaurs. And as always, I would like to throw it over to my friend Dawn.
Hey folks, yeah, when I'm not here playing Nexon, you can find me over on YouTube at Roll for Initiative, where I make videos with my partner Ryan all about tabletop RPGs and our other geeky interests. And you can also find us on Twitter and Instagram, R4iVlog.
Hey everyone, I'm Caustic Phoenix. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Becca Godsey and here on Twitch at Caustic Phoenix as well. We go through Mass Effect, Destiny 2, God of War, basically anything that tells a good story, we're diving into it. We'll actually be on later tonight, so I hope to see you all there.
And I'm Carla from Dum Dum Die, spelled DUMDUMDIE, and you can catch us every Tuesday night, South African time, on Twitch. And then we also have a podcast coming out every Friday. And then we might be moving to Sundays because life. But either way, you'll catch us here on Sundays too. Well, me. Hello. That's it.
Yeah, and my name's Michael. I'm the Dead Aussie Gamer. This is my place. This is my face. And you can find it here a number of times during the week. Let's see. Monday is Starfinder, where, well, later on today, in 8 hours, you'll find me here playing Starfinder with a bunch of Patreons. Tuesday, I'm over on WSD 20 playing Rime of the Frost Maiden. Wednesdays, I'm back here. We are going to be doing some Hero Forge material as well as Curse of Strahd. Then Saturday, I'm here for Strange Aeons. And Sunday, as always, you will find me here with these amazing people playing Pathfinder 2nd Edition. Also, there is words in the scuttlebutt of a new Tales of Alestria series in the works that I'll be working on, and I'll probably do a lot of prep streams, very impromptu. So definitely follow the channel, sign up for the notifications and stuff, because it's all of the stuff that we do here on the Dead Aussie Gamer channel is about interacting with you, the audience, creating with you guys, building games, and having a good time from behind the GM screen. So yeah, come along those, because they're going to be a lot of fun.
Thank you, Michael. And I'm your host for this. I'm GM Jared, and you can find me when I'm not here playing with these amazing people and having a blast where you could see we all laugh and stuff and kind of tease Becca's T-Rex whenever she's a T-Rex.
Wasn't she a vegetarian? Wasn't Rain a vegetarian? I feel like she only ate berries for a while.
Yes.
Rain's gone through a lot of changes. Everyone's gone through a lot of changes.
We're just not going to bring this
No,
up.
when I've been the amount of trauma I've gone through, I can eat whatever I want.
It's like
I also didn't kill the T-Rex. Technically, Cassandra did.
that's true. So basically,
You're welcome.
So basically,
You're welcome.
raw meat is like your comfort food. You know, it's like, you know, when you're sad and you want a big thing of ice cream, it's just dig into a dinosaur. Just
Yes. It's a rarity.
Yeah.
I will
Treat
only
yourself.
eat dinosaur meat. That's it.
Yeah.
Yes. And sorry, that's just silly. And when I'm not here having fun and a blast with all these amazing people, you can find me on my channel here on Twitch every Wednesday, where we're playing Wrath of the Righteous in 2nd edition, because we have to convert it from 1st edition to 2nd edition, because I hate myself and I love doing math. And you could just visit our website for everything else, where we have a podcast like everyone else. Everyone, I think, has a podcast or had a podcast at one point in their life. It's fun. Podcasts are fun. I like podcasts. You check out my website, which is nvngpodcast.com. And that's it from me. And back to you, Michael.
Yeah, so as always, guys, we like to go and raid folks who are doing stuff. Because we had so many people joining in, especially with the Manapot crew, who also started talking about Starfinder, I think we are going to go and join a Starfinder crew, and for that, we are going to go to Non-Standard Action. They're a group of very fun streamers who are playing right now, so do be sure to send them some love and throw out as many of those emotes for the Unleashing the Horde raid emotes for the Dead Aussie game. I should know my own emotes. I don't. It's 1 a.m. Leave me alone.